Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Gimmick, the first edition of the Gimmick in 2026. I am for my grieving boy here, the Canadian Nightmare, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by the
Bouncier than Javon, because I was struggling with the name, and all I kept thinking about was Javon Evans and my poor guy and his untelevised contract signing. So I wanted to
not
give a
televised
shout out to Javon.
signing. Meltzer says they don't see him as a franchise player. You know what a week for Javon. And then he goes to the main roster, so we'll see. And then S-Bubs, unless there's a reveal.
I was trying to think of a good one. The best one I had was just like a really dumb one, which was just gonna be S-Bubs the future Kazarian, because he's still using at like 21 years old. But I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I can't remember. I saw something, one of those classic, like he's a demon trending on my timeline. And it's like these clips are all from like mid-aughts or something.
They did later on post one that was like a match from last week, but it was like he does the same, like, I won't say he's a bad wrestler. Like, he still does the same moves he did back then, but obviously it's like you can tell like he's kind of hurting himself when he's doing that leg drop to the apron, like to the floor. You can tell it's hurting to do that, but
he's older. Like that happens to everybody, right? They all slow down. I think with Kazarian, he just never fully, it sounds bad, but like I think his peak in general was probably like the first couple of years of AEW when they were in SCU, because he never had that, like he doesn't not have, I don't know. It's like he's not like you get on the mic and like, oh my God, it's awful. It's just there's always something missing in like Mike. Like I can never tell you what Kazarian's character was. You know, like I know he was like the elite hunter for a while, but like for the past 10 years, he's just like
his
a guy.
Right now is literally just like, I've been in TNA a long time. Like
So
his character is he's the king of TNA because he's been in TNA a long time.
And like, you know, if
and
AJ Styles there, he'd lose that gimmick
all the time. Like he's just always on commentary.
I don't.
That's why it's weird that he won the world. He won the world title, and before that, like I think the last 10 times he was in a pay-per-view main event was because he was on commentary.
Yeah, there's a few things, like I'm not gonna jump on him the same way Kevin Nash is, but like I am with Nash. I don't like t-shirt wrestlers. I don't. If you're wearing a t-shirt during your match, I don't like it. There's a few people like Kevin Owens that can work, but no, I don't like it. And I don't like active wrestlers on commentary. I hate, like, obviously he even wasn't the greatest, but when Jericho was doing AEW commentary, I hated that. I don't mind if it's like the, you know, in the ring, like guests, like your opponents, that's fine, like a guest spot. But when they're active, they're like Rocky Romero, like in New Japan, he still does it. Like he's on commentary, and like, man, we'll talk about it. I watched at least 2 matches of Wrestle Kingdom.
Rocky,
he's awful. He's awful right now.
Doesn't he like book some of the American stuff?
Yeah, he's like under Gato or something like that. But like, and he wasn't bad before when he was like a babyface commentator, but as a heel commentator, there was one times like in the middle of the match, I can't remember the 2 New Japan commentators, but they're like, yeah, Rocky, you want to speak to Okada's poker face? Dead silence for like 15-20 seconds, and then the other guy was like, well, you know, with Okada's poker face, Rocky didn't even track it. He just like let it hang there. And there's multiple times in the match, I'm like, that New Japan team needs some talent over there. They need, like, the way AEW has like 15 commentators, they need to steal one to get in New Japan, because I didn't love the commentary in New Japan. I only watched the Tsuji Talk match and the Tanahashi match, and which we'll talk about a little bit. Well, maybe we'll just talk about now quickly because there's not too much to say. But like, yeah, commentary is like a little to be desired there in New Japan right now. It's not the greatest. The Australian guy, I think he's just there because he can translate Japanese, I think, you know? I don't know. So
yeah, Chris Charlton, I think is his name is. Yeah. He is horrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I get it. Like after the whole Kevin Kelly thing, like they were out of commentators. Like they lost Kevin Kelly.
Yes.
They
Callis left too.
They lost Don Callis.
Yeah.
They lost JR. They lost like all these people at the same time. But then they brought in Chris Charlton because he's an English speaker who also speaks Japanese. But man, that he is hard to listen to at times.
And like this was always the case when I was watching New Japan way in the past, and then full time in the like 2017, 2019 era. I don't know if I know it can't be perfect, but they need to find a way to get English translator like subtitles on the screen. Like if YouTube can do it like right away, maybe New Japan doesn't want to pay for it, but there's nothing like Tanahashi kind of emotional promo and then that guy just translating for him the whole time and like deadpan. Like he's really happy here tonight. He's happy all you can make it out. It's just like it's some of the worst stuff to watch.
Live subtitling.
Yeah. Even if it's not 100%, I'll take it over this guy just saying it like coldly as possible, like Tanahashi's speech, which was crazy. Because I watched it after the fact, and so because I just watched it later on. Like I said, I watched Suji and Tuck, I watched Tanahashi, and the match is I think like 35, 40 minutes, like somewhere in there, like even without entrances there. And then I saw on the screen the time that was left, and I thought, oh well, clearly half an hour. That's like an ad, a post show. My God, and so I watched everything where, of course, he lost. He does the speech, and then everyone comes out, and then he's saying goodbye. He does another speech, and then I'm like, hey, and I jump like 20 minutes ahead, and here he is on a fucking WrestleMania 2 cart, waving the crowd. I cut again. He's on the stage with his flowers. I'm like, literally, he was out there for about 45 minutes after everybody came out, after the speeches, everything, just walk around, which I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I just couldn't believe, like, wow, no wonder why Wrestle Kingdom had that smaller card, because literally,
I'm pretty sure it was like they were playing it like on a TV station, like it wasn't just a pay-per-view, so they had a time limit. So I'm wondering, like, they must have been like, okay, we have 1 hour time for matches and 2 hour time for Tanahashi.
My favorite thing, which I would have not booked it at all, I couldn't believe, because David, did you watch the full show or just like the last few matches? What did you watch?
I watched the beginning couple of matches and then I skipped and watched the last 2 matches.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole show because everyone told me up until like the last 3 was not a good show. And
I didn't see it, but I looked at like the drop kick ratings, because usually those Wrestle Kingdoms, like if there's like 2 or 3 like great matches on it, the rating will be like 4.99 out of 5 stars, and this one had like a 4 average rating.
Yeah, I heard a lot of the earlier matches, but that's the thing where that's all I watch, and they do Tanahashi Okada, which I thought was really good. For me, it was like a 4.25. I saw like a lot. I get it. Lots of people are rating it very high, and I understand that because I'm a fan of New Japan, but I've not watched it my whole life, so I get there's definitely like a nostalgia and seeing Tanahashi, and I think it was good for what he could do. And then he lost, but yeah, I thought it was a really good main event. It had like that New Japan energy. They do the classic Ric Flair thing, which I kind of wish they did with Cena, where like one by one big rivals of his career came out. And then I get it because he's with Noah now, but all of them leave. And then Naito gets to come out last. Naito with the longest entrance, and this is circling back to what Bubs was talking about with the TV and the timing. Literally at one point when they show Tanahashi in the ring, Naito's just standing there, and Tanahashi is literally tapping his wrist like, let's go, like, and he did it like
wrap it up.
Yeah, like trying to tell like the people backstage, like, can you tell them,
like the Jeff Keighley, please hurry it up on the Titantron.
And like I like Naito like anybody else, but like it was like an obnoxious entrance to me.
I saw he did like a Roman Reigns entrance.
Yeah, for Tanahashi, it's not like he's back in New Japan. Even his promo was like, I may never wrestle in this ring again. It's like, I don't give a shit about you right now, Naito. Like it was it was to the point where it was a surprise, but then after the fact, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I would have Naito here if it was going to be this big hubbubaloo, but that was good. And then Suji and
the Shibata one, that one I did see.
Yes,
nice call back to the exhibit. Just start going at it immediately.
Yeah, which was so funny because he comes and he's still like playing like his AW heel thing. He's like doing like
the ops shirt.
His ops shirt. He was plugging his ears. I was like, all right, sure, but. No, I watched that, and then I watched Talkin' Suji, which was actually really, really good. That was a classic New Japan, like slow, we're building, and I love the last 5 minutes. It's just them standing there, and it's just like both guys like, I hate you, and I'm gonna throw whatever I can at you, and then Suji got the better of it. But yeah, what did you think of Wrestle Kingdom, Dave? What you did watch in the Tanahashi retirement?
So, like I said, I watched the first 2 matches, then I skipped the next 2 matches. I watched the United Empire match just because I really liked them, and then skipped the next 2 matches. Saw the Suji match. I really liked the Suji match. I think it was, as shocked as I am that he beat Takeshita, because Takeshida's looked so strong in every match that he's been in, whether it be AEW or New Japan. I'm happy that they have like a them guy who can be in Japan holding the belt. I'm even happier that they brought back the version 4 of the
That belt's
heavyweight
been
championship.
ugly for years. The second that was unveiled, everyone's like, "What is this piece of crap?"
I mean, it's the New Japan Divas title.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm happy with that, and Okada versus Tanahashi was just a fun match. Like I didn't expect Tanahashi to be the Tanahashi of 10 years ago. I wasn't expecting Wrestle Kingdom's 10 through 15 Tanahashi. I'm like, this man's got some beat up knees, and he is doing his best to get through.
When he was doing that Kinshasa, when he did the pose,
Kinshasa was real bad.
ACL doing the taunt before it.
That's where it's like I get it, people love. I'm like, when I saw that spot, I'm like I can't get this 5 stars. like that. There's those knees, and Grant, it's fine. He's doing his best, but those knees were screaming for agony in that match.
Yeah, but that match went on for 33 minutes, and I'm just like, God, like all respect to you, Tanahashi, but we could cut at least 10 minutes off of this, and it'd still be a good match.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. I hope, because like people have said New Japan's been like rocky lately, and I would love to start watching it full time. So people, I feel like with that, and I heard New Year's Dash was really good, which I didn't watch, but even the setup of fucking, of course, Andrade's back, but just them even announcing stuff they're doing in I think it's the beginning of February, like Andrade versus Gabe Kidd. I'm like, geez Louise, or maybe it's not beginning of February, because I feel because Gabe Kidd's contract's supposed to be out in January. Maybe I'll find that out, but I'm hoping they can have like a somewhat of a
number one contenders match.
Yes, in the winner fight Tsuji, which I've only seen a few things of Tsuji, which so far I've liked everything with him. I like his gimmick, like his style. So, and either one is interesting because Gabe Kidd, obviously very different style, and then Andrade, very different style, and then Andrade's already back in AEW. So man, that guy, he's making moves all the time, man. He's the Wolf of Wall Street of wrestling. He's just everywhere. But yeah. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna talk on some other topics in WWE and AEW that we've kind of, some stuff that just happened this week, and then some stuff that is kind of we've missed out on since, because I think our last show was. It was a Cena retirement show, right? I think mid-December. Yeah, and then for the next shows for GMO, we're still gonna figure out. Well, we're gonna see what happens there. We're still gonna at least finish that season and do our matches. The third season, we'll figure out if we do it. We'll figure out if any of us are buying 2K26. We will get back to it, of course. Right now, Sundays are super pain in the ass for me right now, so hopefully we'll figure that out, but that's going to be a TBD. And then the other thing is, I forgot the Rumble is already the 31st, so are we supposed to have a draft like shake up again before that?
Yeah,
so we'll see, because that would be next week, but then the week, so I don't know,
it could be the week, not next week, but the week after that.
But the week yeah, I guess, because then we got to cover the Rumble too on the week after. So yeah, maybe we'll try and do something for the 24th, 25th, and then we'll do a Rumble episode, whether that's the night like the right after the show or the Sunday. So we'll figure that out. So yeah, look out for that, because we'll try to figure that out. Because it's kind of the Rumble. I don't know why. I guess it's the same time as usual. It's always like Pro Bowl weekend, but so we got
if
that
they finish
on.
building the stadium.
Right, yeah, that stadium is. I'll be curious to see it. But before we continue on, Spubs, do you have the current draft rankings at all? Because you're saying there's some big and low weeks for one of us and the other of us. So. Yeah.
So okay, I'll start. I have it here. Well, before I give the totals, I can say, Travis. Where was it? I don't think that's in. Here it is. Okay, so week 40, which was this week, Travis had the best week or best non-PLE week out of anyone in the draft so far. I think
just as sure as a rock is covered in chills already.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Because you got 5 points for Rhea winning a title, 5 points for Drew winning a title. You got 1 point for Braun just being in a match. You got 5 points for Becky winning a title, 2 points for Liv winning a title, and then 1 point for Lyra being in a match.
Wow. See, I wish this all happened on a PLE. I could have been just getting the points, but no, I'm very excited. So,
and then David, I said he had the worst last 3 weeks, and I can read the totals for his last 3 weeks are -6, -4, and I think that would be -2.
Oh boy,
because he
title
had
losses.
Ilya losing his title and
Yeah.
then Melo winning the title, which was -10 because that's his jobber pick.
Oh no, I forgot about the jobber pick. Oh no.
Then -4 for Chelsea losing the title and -3 again for Melo defending his title. And then -4 for Cody losing his title, and then another -3 for Melo defending his title. So he hasn't been in the positives since like 4 weeks ago.
I think in a couple of weeks you got to drop Melo. I think that's got to be the play there. Because yeah, it's funny that when you read it like that, so many. I got to bring up the roster now. That's so many title changes we've had in the past few weeks with WWE, which I think some are good, some are kind of just whatever.
All the mid-card women's titles changed hands, counting NXT.
Jeez,
and the tag team titles.
Yeah, and then also we got like the men's like the WWE title now just this past week. But yeah, what are these? So we have Melo, which I didn't believe I can get because we haven't covered that since then. That was like the Christmas week. S-Bubs pitched that for it happening, like that same scenario. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought they're gonna wait on Melo. So far I'm happy. Like he's getting good receptions, he's getting good pops. Like I hope he can keep building. I really hope that he could hold on this till Mania and he gets on the card somehow, even if it's like a multi 6-man or whatever. Like I feel like
the US title always like gets on the card. I feel like it's rare that it doesn't.
I know, but that's what I'm hoping, if they're like serious about Melo, that maybe we can figure out, because who's like with Dom, you never know, right? Like he could be defending it, but he could also be in some like multi Judgment Day mixed tag sort of thing. So so maybe there's a chance where if like Dom isn't defending the IC, maybe Melo is.
I feel like Dom would be like a singles match, and I feel like the US title would be that multi-person match. Because I can see right now, like you put Melo. And you'd put like you'd put Cardona in there, because that's where Cardona would be. He'd be in a multi.
Put Cardona, you put Gargano, you could even put Nathan Frazier and Axiom at the same time, like as a duo. You can't, which also again with Gargano, there's just lots of little developments that happen since we've gone. Very surprised. Sounds like Ciampa's not re-signing and going elsewhere. I'm excited to see what he can do. I just kind of thought he'd be a lifer, but it kind of makes sense because I feel like he's where he's at. Like I don't think he's gonna go any further. But yeah, Dave, what are your thoughts on the U.S. title picture right now?
I am shocked. I tell you that they put it on Melo. I did not think that they would have any faith to not only give him a title, but then let him defend it multiple times. That's the other shocking part. Is my man is getting title defenses. So yeah, it's really shook things up. Chelsea losing the title, I wasn't too surprised about. I'm glad she got it as long as she did. But
what are we doing here? Chelsea, Julia, Chelsea. Like,
well, I saw this week where it was Julia versus Alexa, was the first U.S. title match to not feature one of Chelsea, Michin, or Sol Ruka, because Sol Ruka on NXT has gotten like 3 different U.S. title shots.
That's funny. I like the fact that Michin haven't got a shot yet. You know, I mean, like like to run with it is kind of crazy, but yeah.
So it's been an interesting title picture. I was surprised that they made that switch. I saw with the Chelsea one, they said that they wanted a shock title change, but to me, Julia winning isn't a shock title change at all. So like that was like, you guys just wanted a title change for the sake of title changes.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought them going from Julia to Chelsea was like, okay, this isn't working. We're just going to go back to Chelsea. That was a fun gimmick, and we'll figure out Julia later. And then just to go right back to Julia, it's like, yeah, okay, I guess, like you said, to me, it's not like a shock title change because like there's no
the story of the Chelsea reign was just like a very simple story, but it didn't really work because it was like the first time like Chelsea wins in like a minute by like cheating and roll up, and then the story is like Julia just like confronts her and beats her down, holds up the title, like squashes Alva. They do a tag match and she pins Chelsea, and then they have the singles match for the title and she just beats Chelsea. So it's like the only way Chelsea won was just like through cheating, and then in every other situation, Julia just like destroyed her and won the title back.
Is Chelsea, because I haven't watched SmackDown weekly, I watch it like here or there, or like I did this week with 3 stages, like certain matches. Is she just getting pure like babyface reactions now, especially with this Julia thing? Because I just feel like, are they cheering Julia right now? I feel
like they're not, like Julia doesn't get like any reaction pretty much, unless it's like with someone that's like, I think Alexa's the only one who got like who they were like, at least they were booing Julia when she was like hitting Alexa, but that's like the most crowd reaction.
Yeah, I wonder. We're talking about
And
titles that are gonna be left
Chelsea's
off
like,
Mania. That's not making it to Mania.
Chelsea, she gets like, I don't really know, like she gets face reactions a lot, but I feel like she can get heel reactions, but I guess against like the type of like against like the lower and like mid card people, she's definitely getting the face reaction.
Yes, because it's like, oh, I know this person. I'm gonna cheer for him. So.
Yeah.
On the other side for the women's, Becky, did take the title back for Maxine. I was going to say, like, I don't think this was pointless because I think Maxine did grow, and I think there was some good character stuff there from what I saw, and seems like her matches are a bit better. It definitely just seems like we are spinning wheels until, because it's so fun, the way we booked this, they're definitely just spinning wheels to do AJ and Becky at Mania, right? Because I think we all thought AJ and Becky would be done by now or like Rumble. I guess there's always a chance they get announced, but I don't think so. I think AJ will be in her first ever Rumble. We were always like, man, what's Becky going to do at Mania after AJ? It's like, oh no, that's maybe always been the plan. It's just going to be Becky and AJ. And I guess that makes sense. I guess AJ Lee is now working like fucking Roman Reigns programs where like she feuds with somebody for 6 months and that's what happens, which I'm not like. That just means like it's gonna be such a long time before we get like AJ and Roxanne, AJ and Bailey, AJ and like feels like each program's gonna go on a very long time. But I guess that makes sense, and I would assume I don't know why I need to early predict it now, but I'd assume AJ has to be Becky at WrestleMania for the. I just think they want that visual for skipping with the title, right? So yeah. And then on Raw, the Usos are now your World Tag Team Champions since we've been on. And then also we got the women too. S-Bubs, what's going on with both tag situations on Raw? You still think we're getting J Jimmy 2, no holds barred? Or, and then what's going on with the women?
I don't think so anymore. I feel like at Mania, it's probably going to be like, I could see it being like one of the Vision teams. Like I don't know which two of them, or it's true. Like the not Lucha Bros. Like they'll do the Usos versus like Penta and Dragon Lee, and Phoenix will just be on SmackDown.
With that though, they could do like a triple or even a 4-way because if Penta's already involved with the Vision, they could make it where Usos, Lucha Bros, or whatever Vision, and those 3 or one more. I'm just trying to think of. Who you could always probably New Day, right? New Day is just easy to throw in there. They like getting them on the card. So I think it's one of those scenarios where it's them just Vision, or it is a 4-way. Yeah, we're gonna throw all these people together.
I could probably see them even like just retaining at Mania.
Yeah, I think now that the tribal hair storyline seems to be not happening anymore, and Jay Uso's heel run's just kind of done. I think that's the case.
They didn't want to mess up those merch sales. They were like, no.
Crowd's
still yeeting and he's still staying face.
And I also just think that could be a bad idea. Like I just don't know if Jey Uso is a heel right now. It's like I don't know. I could see that having like a 6-month run and then like you know what, just have him save Jimmy and just turn it around, right? So
yeah.
What about you, Dave? What do you think is going to happen with the men's side in the next few months here?
I think they're going to go back to the well of them and the New Day. I mean, they're kind of scarce on that. God. I don't think you're going to have the breakdown and split up because I don't see Jey Uso making a good heel. He seems like the type that they would make him kind of the whiny, crying, woe is me type heel, and that's not going to do well. And then they're going to lose out on the yeets, the t-shirt sales, and everything else. So it just makes no sense at this point. So I think they're just going to keep on cycling through your normal tag teams. They're going to go back and forth with the War Raiders and with New Day, and that's just going to be they're going to be stuck in that cycle for a while unless WWE is able to sign like a new good prominent tag team that they want to push.
God, yeah, what's the team in New Japan? They're supposedly
the Knockout Brothers.
Yeah,
they're supposedly not going.
But, oh no! They said not good. I'm like, wow, just no. They're not good. They're not good. Yeah, I've heard that's kind of mixed and whatnot. So yeah, I agree with both of your guys' scenarios. And then I suppose, what about the women? I think we're all in agreement that this is not. To me, if they were going to do Rio and Ia as the tag team winning the titles and run with that, and it was like the Mania plans, that would have been the buildup, is them as a team going to Mania, and that's the big moment. The fact that they already got the big pop here, the win, means they're going to lose it on the way there. That, to me, was the only scenario of, hey, we have nothing for them to do.
That's
we
basically
don't want them to fight.
What I've seen people say where it's like if they win it here, like this doesn't necessarily mean that they're like defending the titles at Mania. Like if they won it here, they could still very much be in singles matches or in a singles match against each other at Mania.
And even if they're tag team champions, there's like we have Shawn and Cena, we have Eddie and Ray, both times where the people that were tag team champs with each other versus each other at WrestleMania. I'm not sure if there's any others. I know those are the two and obviously different stories, but like even then, whether it was Rhea versus Io or them doing their own separate things, they could still just be women's tag champs and then like even lose at the Raw after Mania, right? Like look what they did with Becky and Lyra. So where I suppose where is your agenda now on Rhea and Io? Where's your I'm doing a temperature check on your percentage here if it's happening or not at Mania.
I'm still on that it's happening, I think.
Okay. I think I'm with
right
you.
now. I honestly think the Mania match, like for Stephanie, is Liv
for the title or not.
I could see that. I think so, but I don't think it'd be a Liv winning the Rumble. I could see I don't think. I mean, it could be for the women's Rumble.
They play up that story all the time that she's always close, right? With Liv, that's always every year. They kind of dropped that last year.
I have no clue really. There's I'd say if I had to pick one, gun to my head, I would probably say Liv, just because I think that's the most realistic one. But other ones, I mean, they could always do. I don't know. I feel like I have no predictions for the women's Rumble.
Yeah, I was fully on the Rhea bandwagon because I thought we were getting Rhea and Stephanie. I don't know if we are anymore. I think it's just because the things I've watched of Stephanie McHugh, there's nothing wrong with her and the presentation. It just reminds me.
It's Triple H is high on Stephanie, but the rest of the creative people aren't. Is what
which is weird because she has a charisma, she has a good look, and she's good in the ring. I think there's just. I've said this in the Discord. It feels very much like the first time Paige won the title, where it's okay, we're gonna rush her. She's gonna win at night one, and it was just challenger after challenger. But they kept giving her more of not the main tier people. It reminds me of when Gunther had the world title, where it's okay, she's versus Nikki Bella and Raquel. It's she's not beating the top tier women, and obviously she beat Io right to get that, so that's fine. But it just feels like they're almost on purpose keeping her away from them. But that almost makes it feel like it's a very much secondary title, the same as the IC. So it's just, I don't know. I hope after this Raquel thing's done, if they do plan on doing Stephanie and Rhea, they need to give Stephanie some sort of meaty story, because I think they're just, whether it's them or I guess Triple H is maybe just saying oh man, Aura with Stephanie and Rhea, which I agree that has that, but you need a little bit more. I think that they just need Stephanie to evolve a bit. So I wonder if they don't do Stephanie and Liv at Mania, if you could do that in the run up, and maybe that could be actually something juicy, and Liv could kind of give somewhat more of a story. But Liv could win. I'm still gun in my head. I'm still picking Rhea. I'm going the most obvious Rumbles this year. I'm going Rhea and Roman. I think Roman, the big dog, he's got it for sure. He's walking in at 30. He's throwing a couple people up, holding up that one, getting the pyro, and that's it. He's doing the minimal work, getting that win. But I don't know. So but yeah, what do you think, Dave, about the women's situation right now?
So in my mind, I am different from both of you. I have Io winning the Rumble and going against Stephanie and taking that title back.
Really? You think they'd run the rematch and have Io win it there? What's Rhea doing at Mania then?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out yet in my booking, but it's Rhea. She doesn't have to be in a title match to still get a massive pop, a massive entrance. Hell, they might. I hope they don't do this. Please, God, if you're listening, do not do this. They could put her in another tag team match with Damian Priest in.
Oh God,
they would, but just for the entrances. But Rhea doesn't have to be in a title match. I love her and she's a great contender for that, but she doesn't need that. Where I think they could use this as an opportunity to run this back with Stephanie and Io.
Your pitch has my mind boggled, because I agree with you. She doesn't need to be in the title match, but then I'd put her with Io in that situation. That's where it's just or we talked about before, would it be Becky and her? But if Becky has AJ, that's not going to happen. I don't know why. There's just something about the thought of Rhea versus Jade Cargill that is screams a 2.5 match. I don't know why. I just there's something about me that doesn't jive too well. I really don't know what they're going to do with Jade this season, because you could give her I feel like like Alexa, Charlotte, they might be in that U.S. title picture, and I could see them doing like if they had to get the card. I don't think Julia's going to get on the card, but if they were like Julia and Charlotte, but like you could have Charlotte try to like kind of carry Jade to something bigger. I just don't know. I know they're hinting at Jade and Jordan
I was
Grace.
gonna say that, like, I think for Jade it'd be Charlotte, because I feel like right now, and you'd have Charlotte win, obviously, because I feel like you have Charlotte at like her most liked right now,
That's
and
true.
I think Jade probably at her most disliked. So
Yeah.
that would be like the time to actually put the title on Charlotte again, and people would actually cheer for it.
You could do that too, and then if it like after a couple weeks, if people are already over it, you could just literally have Jade win it back on Backlash or something like that, right? Like kind of what they did with her and Tiffany. I feel like with that women's one, I wonder if we're gonna get a multi one though, because I don't see Alexa Bliss just going somewhere, and I wonder if you could do like a Jade, Charlotte, Alexa, and maybe Tiffany or Jordan
I could
Grace.
see Tiffany like, being in there.
Because you could play up the Alexa Charlotte, like, will they work together or is the title going to screw them over? And that way, too, you could still give, like, if you didn't want to pull the trigger on Charlotte, you could just give Jade the win there. Because I think Jordan Grace is probably going to be, like, her first defense, even though I really don't want that. I don't want Jordan to take another loss in a. I just want her to go over and squash Julia. Not squash, but I mean, like, have a good match and win that. Like, that's what I'm hoping is the destination for those two, because they need to get Jordan to win
that's
there.
What I was going to say. I feel like she might challenge for like against Jade and like lose there, and then go after the U.S. title and win.
Which I hope so. Whether that's like that could be a SmackDown WrestleMania matchup, right there. Like Julia, Jordan Grace, they're already suplexing each other in the snow and whatnot, and Jordan Grace I think is like done so much good work. So. Oh man, and then so we get to this situation where we're talking about titles. So this happened on Friday. We had the 3 stages of hell. We had the normal match, we had a falls count anywhere, and then a steel cage match. So they pretty much ran back the Stone Cold Triple H one, which I'm a big homer, and I love. That's one of my fair Attitude Era matches. If you guys haven't seen it, watch that. So they ran that back, and somehow, finally, after all these defenses, all these tries, Drew McIntyre is champ once again for the first time in front of fans as the WWE champ. Obviously won the world title for like 2 minutes, but the WWE champ is still top tier one. They did it by having Jacob Fatu come back and confront Drew McIntyre, and then they made Cody Rhodes look like a complete geek who just decided to fight Jacob while his title was on the line, and that's how he won. And Dave, what do you think about? Because also we've heard the rumors, and even lots of scoopers still saying, hey, like Cody and Roman is still the plan for Mania as of right now. Obviously things change all the time, but how does this change? Like, what does this change for you? Do you think is this a Kurt Angle Edge situation where Drew gets to run with it for a couple months and right before Mania gone? Do you think there's some switch up? Do you think that doesn't happen? What do you think, and how do you feel about Drew winning the title as well?
I'm happy with Drew winning it in front of people and having a chance to tour the European countries with it for a bit. I do think he loses it probably at Elimination Chamber, and then that sets you up for Cody Roman again. But at least, if he gets to run with it for a little bit, and then we get there'll probably be a rematch at Royal Rumble. Let him win there again. Like I said, I want him to
Cody.
At least,
man. I was so excited for this feud, and they've just done it so many times. At least give us the triple threat with him, Randy, and Cody. Please.
But I at least want him to run with it until Elimination Chamber. He can lose then, and then that sets up everything else for a WrestleMania season. But I have no problems with him winning right now and just having him make. And plus, he needed like the big win, because if you look at it, like he has these blood feuds with people, and then he ends up getting just absolutely screwed in the end. So with the CM Punk thing, like he loses in Hell in a Cell, he's been losing to Cody left and right. Like
he lost to Jey Uso a couple months ago, and like when he was the Bloodline Hunter,
Yeah.
Well, that was like a full year ago.
I guess that was like a year ago. It feels like that, but still, like even in that, he couldn't get that story.
So just every time like he's getting close and he's there, he had the WrestleMania getting cashed in on, just like all these sucky moments for him. So good on him for getting a moment.
Bubs, what do you think about Drew and the future here?
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know. I feel like definitely this past week, I had it like Drew's definitely gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still cool to see him actually win. You know, plans could have changed. Like supposedly, like the finish for this match was only decided like a few hours before it actually happened.
Drew must have been sweating, man. He must have been like, oh, they're not gonna give it to me. I can just feel it.
So yeah, I'm definitely interested in where they go. Obviously, changing the main WWE title like before Mania is like pretty rare, like in recent times, I'd say. And I'm interested in how long or short his run is gonna be. Because so far,
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna retain at the Rumble. I
Yeah.
feel like. Then the next PLE would already be Elimination Chamber. If it were up to me, if he has to lose the title at the Chamber, I would do it like in the actual match, like
Because he'd
defend
be
the
like, I
title like
screwed. I
inside the
was never.
structure. Yeah,
Yeah, I got double teamed or yet da.
yeah, that's how I would do it if he has to lose it there. I mean,
Where
I
is
guess they're
Chamber? Where's like city wise?
Chicago. That's what I think. I feel like Punk would probably main over the if he's the world heavyweight champion, he might main over the actual chamber match because Rhea in Australia main evented over the chamber match.
Yeah, which he could still be doing a title defense too, right? Like
Yeah,
Punk
that's what
could
I
still-
think.
Yeah, and I think that probably works better than like, because in my opinion, I agree. I think the route we're going is Roman's winning the Rumble and Cody's getting that title back. And I think because at first I was like, oh, are they really going to change this back? But I thought to history, I thought about Edge, I thought about Angle. I'm like, right, there's such a history of just like, oh, last month, here's the WrestleMania match. Here you go. I was like, yeah, okay, they've done this before. I just thought they.
I mean, even like the Rock and Austin, like when Austin wins the Rumble, the Rock then wins the
Yeah,
title.
that's the
like,
Angle one I was
later.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
oh,
Angle
yeah.
Angle held it from. Did he win at Survivor Series, David? I think right in
believe
November.
so.
Angle in 2001. Yeah, and then like he just lost it like 3 weeks before. They're like, yeah, we're sorry, Angle. You've been working hard, and then he lost. Or no, he did beat Benoit at WrestleMania. But yeah, so there is a history of them doing that to make it more exciting. I just thought, I guess in my mind, I thought, okay, if it's gonna be Cody Roman for the title, they'd want Cody to have like a longer run. And then I heard the idea of, oh, what if it's non-title? And I actually still don't mind that. I've seen like Abu and other people push back like it's definitely not non-title, but like I wouldn't mind just Cody Roman. It's like this is more about the title. This isn't about the title. This isn't about the company. It's like we just don't like each other, and we're gonna see who's the better man. And I also thought for some reason Cody'd be like more fun to lose that way because I feel like with the title, with Cody saying, well, I need to be, I need to have that over Roman because that's their big relationship thing. But I don't know. So I'm just going to assume that's still for the title. I'm still also going to assume that anything can change. I know there was a report by Body Slam today, like, oh, all the matches are penciled in. But again, around this time last year, we saw that fucking board and those matches were penciled in, like Jade versus Charlotte. And it was just Punk
Even
Roman
Body
straight
Slam
up.
is like I give Body Slam like a B tier.
They're a B tier, C
scoop
plus
tour,
tier.
yeah.
Yes,
like
exactly.
they get a lot of stuff right, but then there's definitely stuff that they get wrong and then don't mention ever again, so people forget that they talk about it.
Like my perfect scenario would be they talk, like I don't know why they still can't do it, especially with Braun. We talked about this weeks ago and it did happen. I'm gonna be so fucking annoyed if Braun just gets the Rumble or beats Punk at Mania. I just yeah, yeah, the spear up. But like in my perfect world would be like Seth versus Braun, Punk and Cody, and Roman and Drew. I don't think that's happening. I don't think Roman. Like it sounds bad. I don't think Roman views Drew as like a WrestleMania main event matchup guy. Like as much as he might not like Cody, I think he's still like, well, yeah, we can
definitely
money.
did it last year. He got so put into Seth versus Punk.
Yeah, so that's the thing where it's just. It's interesting what's going to happen, but I think that's going to happen. And I think with it being Chicago, because to me, Cody winning that belt back from Drew could get some boos in Chicago. But if he's not last, it's not as bad. Like you could even put that middle of the card. You get the ladies open up and then Punk going on last. So yeah, we'll see. I'm happy for Drew just to finally get it. Does it feel like a little late? Like people have used the here damn have it thing. Like, yeah, it does. It feels like this should have, even WrestlePalooza felt like it was late and it didn't happen then. And I know they pitched it, so good on them. And I think it should have been. I think it could have given Drew a little bit longer run, made it more unpredictable. But the match itself was really good. I think SPub's used in the Discord. It was their best one they've had. And I wish they spam this match more. I love 3 stages of hell. Is it predictable that they're gonna go 1-on-1? Sure, but like I like the scenario. And it's always like, okay, who wins
I
which
feel
one?
especially if like the third step is like something big, like the cage is there, like they're not gonna use it.
Or like when Triple H, my favorite Triple H and Shawn Michaels held. So the last stage was a TLC match. It's like, what's Triple H doing in a TLC match? But like he won the match. Like I like the 3
I mean,
stages
the
of hell,
wildest
you know?
one is like the Cena Ryback one, because the 3 steps are like, it's something wild. It's
I
like
forgot about this
lumberjack,
one.
ambulance, something like that.
Yes. I forgot who's doing a lumberjack in a 3 stages of hell. Like it, man.
Well,
Vince was
because
on
that's
some
the
other
thumbnail.
stuff
It's
back then.
Cena flying off the post onto like 100 people on the outside.
Yeah, they had a lumberjack match, a tables match, and it ended with an ambulance match. I'm just
table.
like, this is the who starts out. You know what's going to be the feud ender? A lumberjack match.
That's because they fucking knew Ryback couldn't work 3 stages of hell. So like they can't even do a normal match with him because like, well, gimmick match. But I'd be fine if they did more 3 stage hell. And the first match wasn't even a normal wrestling match. Like, would I recommend a lumberjack? No, but anything else, like I love that match. And
With
I
the
thought this was
exception,
like a 4.25. I would have been at 4.5. I did not like the Jacob finish. I get the idea of it. I just wish that he laid Cody out instead of Cody literally trade blows with him while he's in the middle of a WWE championship. And even then, why is Cody so mad? Why he's like, hey buddy, why are you in my, like, I don't know, just like gather the cage and deal with it after, you know? Like, I don't know. So.
4 out of the 7 3 stages of hell have ended in a steel cage.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 of them have had a street fight as the middle, and all but 2 of them have started off with the standard match.
Okay. And even Falls
Triple H
were street
versus
fighting.
Shawn started with the street fight and had
Whoa.
the steel cage second and ended with the ladder.
I gotta go back there as an apologist for the Shawn Triple H series. I go back there. That sounds like that sounds like Travis would enjoy that. I don't care when listen to this. Shawn Michaels Triple H 04 Hell in the Cell. Fucking love that match. I know people dog on that match all the time. I love when they're just like, we're gonna go out there and take out an hour 15. That's why Triple H likes Roman. You know, he's like, oh, I get it. I used to do the same thing. You know.
I was gonna say, and the Gargano versus Cole, like 3 stages
Right.
of hell, which isn't really called out. Their last one was a barbed wire steel cage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's do this once a year or once every 2 years. Let's get wild on these. So. But yeah, we think, because what is it right now? The pairings I know are super weird. It's like Sammy and Ela, and then I don't know who did this one. Matt Cardona versus Trick. Now listen, I think Matt Cardona's improved a lot. That just feels like that. I feel like they are early on. Like we're gonna test Trick and see, like we're putting him with Phoenix, putting him with Cardona. We're gonna put him with Randy so Randy can tell us how good he is. Like maybe that's the idea, but I just feel like that is a 1A.
This is telling Matt he's losing right away in his first match.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, he's at least gonna make it to the 4, right? And then I saw the graphic, it was him and Trick. I'm like, oh well, I guess Matt's losing that. It's like you can't even let him be in the 4-way. Like, yikes. And then who else? It's Priest and who?
Solo.
Priest.
I actually
Priest and
feel like
Solo.
much like Gunther and Solo, this one will be actually.
It should be good. Yeah.
Cool.
I just laugh
Yeah.
at Solo, just what they're doing nowadays. And I'm missing the other one too. What's the other one?
Randy versus Miz.
Oh God, my God, what are we doing with Miz here in the main title? Like, why haven't they just streamlined him and Mello? Just do a 1-month US feud. You know, they had that story. They just kind of dropped it. Yikes! Like even though you couldn't have Cardona beat the Miz and have it like, well, no, because nah, you can't. As much as I love Matt, I guess
Wilson in a qualifying match for Randy to beat.
like we'll talk about now, like the NXT call-ups and the signs went up, but like. Cardona, very happy got signed. He's there with his wife. I hope it goes well for him. I still think they're going to always look at him as like a very mid-card guy. And the fact that he is just going to lose to Trick right away, I think shows that. But it makes sense, right? Like that 4 of Ela, Randy, Sammy, and Trick. Like I can't in good conscience say you could put Cardona in over any of them, right? Like it's tough, you know, it's tough. So, but yeah, I think we're all in agreement that we think Sammy is going to happen, right? Sammy.
I think he challenges. I could even see him like, I don't think he'd win the Rumble, but like if he lost to Drew and was also in the Rumble as like, oh, this is his last chance to win.
Would he win it though? Because they're in Riyadh.
I don't think so. Because
You think they're waiting for Riyadh Mania, right?
That's
year?
what I think. So yeah.
Hunter Iggy asks us, what if a 4-way match of Drew versus Oba versus Jacob versus Cody? One, RIP to Cody, because he's taking a lot of bumps in that match.
Oh man,
I'd be down for it. I really wish that the Cody Roman thing was non-title. I pitched this in the Discord. I would love it if you just had Oba won the fucking Rumble and it's Oba versus Drew Mania. They already set that up a little bit, so I don't think you'd get that 4-way from now or until Mania. But yeah, Oba is getting called up, and he's supposedly on Raw. I said that too in Discord. I just feel like that's kind of counterproductive.
Now I have to see if that was a body slam or a Fightful one, because even Fightful talked about the JC and Blake.
Right, they're like, that's not true.
Like, it's been discussed, but like not happening like right away. Not like the like Jordan or stuff like that.
To me, you can't have Oba and Braun on the same brand right now. That should be like Cena and Brock. They should be kept away from each other, because it's going to be similar builds, right? They're going to be monsters that go through people and eventually get that title, and I would hope go on like a good run. So I feel like Oba on Raw, I guess, unless they want to run Oba as a babyface, even too, like, do you want Oba and Javon to like bump back into each other right now? Like, I feel like Oba on SmackDown is the way to go. Have them go through some people. I don't know, because I think Fightful did. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't. I thought someone said they had big Mania plans for Oba. I thought that was Fightful, but I could be wrong.
That was like I think it was Fightful, and I know Sean Ross Sapp like himself said that like he vacated the title because they have big plans for him.
Yeah, and I just like, so if Oba, let's say they do just do Cody and Roman title, what is the big plans for Oba? You guys got any pitches for me? Other than just
Drew? Like it's Brock or something like that. Because if Braun's doing like Seth or Punk, then who is Brock facing? And I don't think he's fighting Gunther until the last match.
Till SummerSlam.
Okay. To me, big match for Oba where he can't have lost anything before going into it. Says like that's a Brock match.
Does he go over on Brock too?
I feel like if he did, then the last story for Brock would be like, oh, he lost at Mania, like he has to win his last match against Gunther or something.
Is he still the Beast? They're gonna run with that shit. I'm not looking forward to that. But
I mean, it would mean if it meant like he lost to Oba, I'd be fine with them doing that story.
Absolutely, I'm fine if Brock loses every. Put him in there with fucking Otis and have Brock job out. I don't need Brock being anybody, but.
No,
okay.
You know how they're going to do it. If Oba beats Brock, then they're going to spend the next 3 weeks with Brock absolutely destroying people left and right for like
bring
no
Cena
reason.
Back.
They're going to you're just going to see him just running rampage, just angry on a rampage Brock to prove that he's still the Beast.
Yeah, and he'll beat some guy at Backlash or like before SummerSlam.
I mean, I feel like if they're doing Brock, and they're definitely gonna do the Oba hits the F10 on him where he like fully throws him out.
Well, I'm excited to see Brock take that bump. I agree with you, but it's something I won't believe till I see it, because that's something where we're like, oh, the finish for Drew and Cody was hours before. It's as much as I love the stuff he's done, I can dislike it as well too. Paul Heyman being back there always fucking scares me, and like. Is Paul gonna get in other Paul's ear be like, well, does Oba need the win yet? You know, like that's what I just worry. And like, I will not believe Oba's getting that win until the 3 count happens, because I could see them being like, well, we want to keep him strong for SummerSlam or his last match or Gunther, so we don't want to lose. Like, I think what they would do is Oba lose, he gets like really close, but somehow Brock just hits like a last minute F5 and gets him. Like I would prefer, Oba Brock. I think that is big. You could build that up. Oba again the win, that's good. I worry that Paul Heyman will have other ideas, unless he really likes Oba. Because if he likes a guy, then he'll have his guys put over those other guys, right?
Yeah,
so
I don't think we've really heard anything in particular. Because sometimes you get reports of like, oh, Paul Heyman loves Austin Theory or whatever. But I don't think I've heard anything specifically regarding Oba.
Loves Austin Theory. I can't. God. I guess I forgot. We got that revealed since we've been back, and last
he didn't
time,
even win his first singles match. He just like lost by DQ.
To me, this is the last time. This is it, and some of it's uncreative. But what about you, David? Do you agree with Brock, or you got someone else for Oba coming up at WrestleMania if he's got big plans? Andre Giant Battle Royal.
He just clears house on a random SmackDown, and that's it.
I would
love
that. They make it the shortest Andre battle royal ever. 5 minutes, he just eliminates everybody. And put a bunch of geeks and jobbers in there. Like, put in your Austin Theories, put in Kit Wilson, just have Oba, 5 minutes straight, win the battle royal. That's it.
And then he does the Bobby Lashley, comes out and does the pose.
Yes.
If he didn't do a Lashley and actually had a match on May, like, if they, this would be like, he has the match with like Brock announced at Mania. He's not announced for the Battle Royal. He comes out for the Battle Royal, throws out everyone and wins it, and then still has the match the next day.
See, but if that happens, then I worry he's losing to Brock because Paul's like, well, what if we give him this? And then, and then he takes the F5 to Brock, and then he's losing it. So
it's the consolation prize because he knows he's going to lose to Brock.
Yeah.
But no, Brock
great.
would be the match for me. I would want to see them, and especially if Brock is interested in it, because there's two versions of a Brock match. There's the Brock actually gives a damn versus he doesn't, and if he actually cares, oh man, that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, give him a nice
solid. Like for a big guy like Ova, I feel like there's just like, look at this guy. Like he likes what's his name, Keith Lee.
Keith Lee when he's like, oh, big boy.
But he didn't like Braun Strowman, so that's what you never know. Just because you're big doesn't mean Brock instantly buys him, right?
Down.
And he legit shoot punch Braun in the middle of the match. So like that's where it's like, is Oba gonna just do one wrong move and like that's it? You drop me on my head, like I don't know. So but yeah, we'll see what happens with Oba. So he got called up. We got Javon getting called up. Who I feel like I'm just trying to think about
what I feel like. What his next? I think he's gonna beat Dom for the IC title.
Really, not Jericho, eh? Or are we getting Javon and Jericho? Y2,
Y2 Javon,
Y2 Javon. I can see it already. Oh, youngster, you remind me of me. The lion salt. Dude, he's teaching him lion salt. We get all these backstage vignettes, and then
if Javon did a lion salt, he would like clear the other side of the ring.
He'd do two in a row. He'd do like the double lion salt. So do you think that would be before or at Mania? Javon and Dom.
I feel like that could be a Mania match.
I would love that. If they could give Javon that, him and Dom, and then and luckily Javon's like likable enough and has a different type of charisma. The crowd won't turn him because like the WrestleMania crowd is gonna always I would
Dom, say like you got to put the JD out with Dom to have like. Yes. To do the spot, like, he's going to throw Dom outside the ring, Finn, JD, and a bunch of people out there hugging Dom, and he does the dive on all of them. Like, that would get some more exciting. Yeah,
Vegas went crazy for Dom last year. So that's where you got to be. You don't want that scenario where Javon's the winning the title and he's getting booed at the building. And that to me would be like, oh, now you're cutting from the leg. So, yeah, you have to put the right pairing there. But yeah, I would like that. I hope that happens. I also worry Javon could just get thrown in a battle royal if they do like Dominic and Jericho at Main. Like I do think that is a heavy possibility. I know we've joked about it for months, but like Jericho's not there. He wasn't at the Raw. There's ish there. It's like if he's gonna be at the Rumble, because it sounds like most people say like he's agreed to WWE comeback.
Now the rumors, the TNA, like there's the TNA rumors are actually building from like I listened to one TNA related podcast who like actually knows like people, and then he said he hadn't specifically heard anything, but like when there's rumors like that, like about TNA, like there's a chance that like he's on this debut show.
Oh God!
But the word would be like that he's not. That it's like he'd be like with
he's WWE signed. Yeah. But I still think in that case, then to me, if I was a business person, I'd still have Jericho return on WWE TV and then announce he'll be on the special like they did with AJ, right? Yeah. When is that TNA thing? Is it in February? Is this week the premiere?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So I guess that wouldn't happen unless Jericho's on tomorrow. Oh boy. Okay. So. I'm 50-50 on Jericho being on the debut because it's just like I guess
not really sure about it either.
Yeah, like
he does the reverse of AEW, like what they did with Callis and with Omega. He comes out, he hits somebody with the code breaker, then he says, "See you on Raw."
Oh, he takes off his mask. Yeah, what luchador does TNA have right now that he could dress up as?
Who could he dress up as?
Do they got anybody with a mask right now?
Not really. I'm trying to think if there's anything or like a classic TNA mask, like it was like
Suicide. It would be Suicide. Oh, Suicide's here! My God, I'm looking. I don't see any masked fellows yet. Fucking lies.
Or he's dressed like like Carlos Silva. He's got the TNA cap on.
Oh God, he could dress on. Doesn't Leon Slater have a mask gimmick when he makes his
Oh
entrance?
yeah,
Right?
he kind of does.
He could do that. Put Leon Slater over. Okay, so there's the hometown man apparently.
Oh, the hometown man.
If people don't know who this is, because I had no idea who this was, this is who Jericho could dress up as for the interference. He could dress up as the hometown man.
Yeah, the hometown man.
hometown.
His gimmick is that every time he wrestles a match, he has the jersey of whatever town they're in.
So it's babyface heel Cena though, because heel Cena would wear the Rivals in 03. He'd wear the Rivals jersey. So if he was like in Chicago, he'd wear like the Packers jersey or something like that. So that's the hometown.
The
guy,
thing with
right?
hometown man too is like you'd think he'd be a jobber, but like he just randomly like beats important people.
Okay,
Like
so that's the only
yeah.
masked wrestler on TNA. So that's
I could actually see that because they for some reason just love the hometown man. Like he's on these shows so often. That'd be the I could actually see that now that you say
And
it.
Jericho's got the tattooed arm, so I mean he can pull it off.
There you go. We'll look out for that. That's a scoop right there. I told you. What about you, Dave? What do you see Javon do next few months here? I think he'll have a good Rumble showing too. I bet they'll give him some like a good 20-minute run or something.
Yeah, I think he's going to be putting the boots to Matt Cardona and the Miz and running ragged over that mid card, and then I think he's going to have a great showing at the Rumble. Like I would love to see him just be the new version of Kofi, where he's just doing the spots and having those moments.
And let him get to like final 8 or final 6. Like maybe not final 4. They might think that's too soon, but like it's always good when they like let a rookie. Like I loved when they had Roxanne get her run last year, right? Like that was good. I didn't agree with her being in the final 2 because everyone just knew, okay, Charlotte's throwing her over. There's no chance Roxanne, but like the run they gave her was really good. So I'd love if Javon could do that, like final 6 to 3, somewhere in there. So
Yeah.
And then finally, even though it doesn't work out for me anymore, Jordan Grace officially on SmackDown. We talked about some. Yeah, I guess we already talked about some. I'm just very excited she's actually called up. I think she should have been called up like 6 months in. I think she's underratedly like one of the best women.
Like Corey Hayes was like, because he reported it like 8 months ago, and it's like, it was supposed to be like 8 months ago, just kept getting delayed.
Feels like that, but I'm very excited. And I think obviously we've talked about like, U.S. title picture that, but I think in a couple of years she could be in those Mania world title matches, whether babyface or heel. I think she's got a lot of tools. I think once the main audience sees her wrestle too, man, she's really good. So I'm excited for that. Is there any other call-ups we missed? We haven't talked about.
We did. I guess we talked about Trick a little bit already.
All right, Trick. Yeah, I think he's had a good couple weeks. He's like that promo with Randy was good. I think again they're putting him with the right people. Ray can make him look good. Cardona's going to be a challenge, just because I think the styles are very similar. I think Randy is someone he could learn from, and Trick. I don't know. I feel like he's if they do a multi-man U.S. title Mania, that's where he would be, and they could play at the Mello and him history, right? So, but
yeah.
Good so far.
Other call-ups we talked about. We did we did Trick, Javon, Oba, Jordan. I guess we could kind of talk about like the rumored ones that are supposedly not happening at least right away, which were Blake
JC
Monroe
Jane.
and JC Jane. And there was also Lola Vice was also reported by Body Slam, but that one Fightful didn't say anything about.
She's been talked about for a while. Like I feel like we've heard that a few times, and I know there was this idea that apparently Triple H wanted like Raw to be the women's show and SmackDown to be the tag team show, but like doesn't mean you can't just let the women's roster just drown. You can't just let the same 5 people go through and through. So it's like Jordan being there is good there. Lola would be good there. Blake would be fantastic there. JC's another one that should have been called up a long time. I think she could kind of go either or. I don't really have a preference there, but I don't know what's going to happen because obviously you got this weird NXT North American shenanigans going on, and I don't know. It was a weird situation, but Blake's like.
I feel like Blake's gonna be like an after Mania call up because that's the word that she's supposedly not going up right away because they have a match. Like she has a match on Stand and Deliver is the plan.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that, and some like this is a woman who is, I saw multiple lists of being in people's top 10s match of the year, right? It's like she's ready for she's someone you could argue that other than if they want to just get her eyes on her, like she didn't even need to go to NXT. They like doing that obviously, but yeah, JC should have been up there a long time, and I think I don't know why I feel like I just picture her on Raw right now. I feel like she mixes better with some of those characters on there. I could be wrong, but I hope they both happen. NXT's got enough people in there and Evolve they can fill it. So
yeah, but it's definitely interesting. Like it's a very much like a new era of NXT now with so many calls. I mean, that's like how the show ended was like after the Ova match, like before he vacated, was like a backstage thing with Ava talking to like all the Evolve and like PC
time.
people. Yeah,
ruthless aggression, that sort of stuff. Yeah, and yeah, they got Kendall Gray. Have her just run shop over there.
You see what they said about Kendall Gray?
Yeah, Tony should throw her a bunch of money.
Yeah, he said you should offer her 10 times what she's getting paid. Send her AEW. He said if she went to AEW right now, she'd be a top 3 best wrestler in the company, and that if she has if she gets no injuries or anything like that, she's already going to be the greatest women's wrestler in the history of WWE.
Yeah, he fucking loves her. I'll say a bit way too much because like I'm not saying she's not good for what I saw. But just like
tone it down.
Yeah, he's so far like best 3 of all time. It's like let's just wait a second. Let's get her to the big lights and stuff. I feel like they know what they have. I think because she's in that system. Like I think that's why Dave said that you'd have to offer some crazy amount like 10 times. But at the same time, it's like. I think this is the right pairing for Kendall Gray right now. Like I love AEW, but as we talked about before, it's been nice. We've had 2 AEW pay-per-views now with 3 women's matches, so we're starting to get there. But we've still also not have a single Terry pay-per-view main event show, right? So unless she is just fully money operated, I don't think Tony Khan would because also it's just like she doesn't have that name value yet, right?
Just the Dave moment there.
He's gooning over there. He's he's feeling it right now. But no, like that's where she could just run shop in NXT for a while. Just give it to her, let her break Asuka's record, and just have her run for 3 years as a champ. So
yeah, I could see her winning the title like as soon as because what they've set up like the next NXT Women's title challenger is probably going to be Sol Ruka. I don't know if she would win that, like especially because I feel like
it'd be her and
probably
JC
would get
right?
called up soon. Yeah, so I feel like if JC like beats Sol with like because she beat Kendall, like she pretty much had the match won, and like through fatal influence cheating, she was able to beat Kendall, and it was like she like barely survived. So I feel like if she barely survives against like Sol, then you could do like JC and Kendall like at Stand and Deliver, and then JC loses there, gets called up afterwards.
Yeah, because Sol's kind of like Javon, where it's like he didn't get that NXT title run. In retrospect, they should have had Javon beat Oba instead of Ricky. Oba went up, and then Javon eventually goes up. That again, it just sounds like they change plans on them all the time. But I guess that's just a question of, what's the plan? Same thing what happens with Zarya. Does she stay down while Zol goes up? I really don't know. So,
yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting for NXT to see what they do with so many people having left.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the next 3 things are like you have signings, people that have expired contracts. You have people that
they're doing
release.
Yeah, they just announced like they're doing a tryout. Like I think in either next week or in a few weeks with like a bunch of indie wrestlers, like some talked about ones. Like one of the people we're talking about is this. I forget her exact name. It's like Nor Phoenix something, but she wrestled Mercedes Monet a few months back at an indie show and was also at the Bailey Lodestone camp, and now she has a tryout. So it's definitely I feel like got some good word put in there.
Yeah. That Mercedes fed soldier thing.
People were saying Mercedes ID doing better work than the WWE ID.
Yeah, I think WWE is gonna go away in the next couple of years. I don't see it being around too much longer. Anything else big WWE wise that we haven't hit on? We hit on Cardona signings, calls. We talked about the Rumble.
We kind of talked about the Rumble winners a little bit.
Yeah, I'm Roman Rhea. I'm just gonna say safe. It's those 2. That's you too, David. You're Roman
I think Roman is everyone's male pick. I'm Roman EO.
Roman, okay, and then S
I think
Bubs.
if I have to lock one in, I'm just gonna say I think I'm gonna say Braun and Liv. Just to be different.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be like 2 first-time winners. That'd be good. I think Liv is. I know you said you don't. I could see
Women's one. I'm
Liv.
super like you could if you had a good argument, you could convince me on like 5 different people. But if I had to pick one right now, I'd say Liv.
Yeah, Liv I think is a top 5, maybe top 3.
Because she's been in every single Rumble and hasn't won one. So
yes, and not last year, but the 2 years before, she was the runner-up both times. She was like the Iron Woman of one of them too. So like she has a big history, and they would do. That's why I thought she could have maybe won last year, when I thought we were maybe gonna get Liv and Rhea again, because they keep hyping up. Oh, she's always second last. So no, I think that's possible. But
also, I guess random thought, Cody's definitely gonna be in the Rumble then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless they're running back the title match. If they run back the title match separately, or if they do a triple threat match. No, because
Drew's defending the title against the winner of that whole mini tournament there.
Yeah, but they could do a triple, throw him in there.
They could. Cody could weasel his way in there somehow, and Sam is like, "You screwed me." Yeah,
but I would see. I think it would be more value for Saudi to be like, we want Cody, we want Roman, we want all these people in the Rumble match.
Yeah, I'm just shuddering the thought.
Cody and Roman throwing each other out. Braun wins by default.
Yeah, you could do that. I just shudder the thought of Roman throwing Cody out and then also beating him at Mania. Just fully just dog walking him in this season. Like he's like, no, don't worry, I'll give you the win at Mania. And then when it comes time to it, so yeah, no, you could get the stare down too between Cody and Roman. I think that'll happen. They wouldn't, because Roman's gonna be at 30. I'd love number 1 and number 2 to be Cody and Roman. I would pop so hard, because imagine like the whole Rumble story is these guys are trying desperately to get that title back, and they're both in the way. And then, like you said, if they do lose and Braun gets it, that's like I know they kind of did that with Punk, Seth, and Roman last year, but I'd love if they're 1 and 2 to do that. But no, they won't.
And what would the final 4 in this scenario be? I feel like it'd be like Roman. And not if I feel like Roman being there, I feel like Gunther would probably be in there.
I honestly, Roman,
he always
Cody,
gets
Braun,
to the end
Gunther.
in these Rumbles.
Yeah, I feel like Roman, Cody, Braun, Gunther is the 4. That's how I would think. Yeah, because 2 baby faces, 2 heels. You got a mixture of old and whatnot. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else in there. Like if Seth's a surprise return for some reason, then maybe you could get him in there. I still think you hold off to Seth till after Mania, but. Obviously, I don't know his status. I'm trying to think if anybody else is there.
I feel like Ilya will have a good run in the Rumble.
I think so.
I don't know why. I just feel it, and they'll probably do a stare down with Gunther as well.
That'd be good. Yeah, was always a chance to be in the top 4 as well too. You could have him in there. Yeah. So. Yeah,
I feel like Brock always gets thrown out quickly in these Rumbles.
Yeah, unless he's winning, he's in the final 4. Yeah, he comes in.
He's gotten thrown out in like 30 seconds by like Lashley, like a few years ago or something.
Terrible
like that,
Rumble period. The Wyatts one time just chucked him out with that. Again, another Paul Heyman thing. The plan was Bray versus Brock, and then it was like, Brock's not feeling it. And it's like, wow, everyone loves Bray. Yeah, Brock's not feeling it. And then he got Ambrose, who then also Brock's like, oh, he's not feeling this either. So I think Brock was just in a pissy mood that season, because they both have different stories how they went down. I think Paul Heyman tried to attribute to like Moxley's like worth ethic, and Ambrose was like, he just didn't want to do anything. He's like, oh, what about this? What about this? Like, nah. Well, what about this? Nah, I don't want to do that. Like, it just sounded like they just did not get along at all whatsoever, and it sucked because that was one of my most excited matches that year was Ambrose and Brock. I thought, oh, that could steal the show, and it's like a solid like 3.25 or something. It's very mediocre. So, well, speaking of Mr. Moxley, we can transition to AEW, because we're not going to go over All World Ends, just the big stuff and things that have happened. But I guess the Death Riders have not broken up, and we're sitting here talking about Jon Moxley won the Continental Classic in a time where I think everyone was booking him to do very poorly to enhance that story. But I guess it has come out that Moxley said that they kind of do plan to do a Death Riders breakup, but they don't want to do it in a conventional, like they just turn on, beat him down. I don't know what that's going to be. I think there's a good track record for very good and bad ideas for Moxley and unconventional stuff, so we'll see what happens. But he won, and I liked most of the matches. I think Moxley Okada was the lowest tier one. I just am very confused. Like, okay, cool. I still got to watch Benjamin and Mox. I heard that was actually a really good match. Just I'm one Dynamite behind. So like, I know Mox is your ace. He can get a pop. He can work in matches with people. I just we talked about this in Discord, and it's been a while, but it's just like I still am just very confused why they did Takeshi and Okada in this fashion, and Okada got the win. Like, it was a very World's End overall. I thought was actually a really good show. It was some of the decisions of the booking that made me questioning more the end result like of that. We talked about before, like MJF winning. It's like, well, why didn't Hangman just keep it the whole time, do the same match? But yeah, I guess Mox is kind of a classic, and they're in this weird place where the Death Riders are working as heels lower down the card, but then Moxley is just wrestling heels, and like he's like a pseudo baby face. Like
the Death Riders have now been feuding with the conglomeration for like 4 months.
Other than when I get to see Marina and Roddy do spots together, I have no interest in the conglomeration. I do not like it. Yeah. I don't like a stable of losers. I didn't like the Job Squad back in the day, which was fine. It's like that was more of a joke. But yeah, Dave, what did you take from? Because I don't think any of us picked Moxley when we did our prediction show. I don't think any of us picked Moxley winning the whole thing. So what do you think about this? And what do you see like Moxley doing with the Continental Classic? Because Okada didn't win, so now we have. God, because what is Okada has the international, right?
Yeah.
The international. We got Mark Briscoe with the TNT. We got Mox with the Continental Classic. We got Ricochet with the stupid. What is it? The
national
championship. We get the main title. So again, we got a bunch of titles around. So yeah, what's going on with Mox? And were you surprised by the falling out in some of the matches from World's End on the Continental Classic side?
I was surprised for him winning it all. I don't know where they're going next. Like, I thought that maybe he would suffer another loss, and then that was going to lead to the eventual. Like, I didn't think it was going to be one of those beat down, we kick you out type of deals, but I did think it was going to be more of a we're usurping your authority type deal. Claudio's in charge now, and then you just see Moxley take a break, and you don't see him for a while, and then he just randomly shows back up, opposite of them. I thought they would pull one of those maneuvers because, I mean, the whole group has been weird, even from before they were the Death Riders, when it was the Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah. Like, when you had 1 minute they're heels, the next minute they're faces, then you have a team and Brian's wrestling as a face and Mox is the heel over here, then all of a sudden...
And Regal's helping MJF randomly because, like, I know he went to WWE, but it was the most stupid storyline reason of like, oh, I can't even remember what the reason he turned on Moxley, and then like Brian was like, oh, let him go, don't kill him. But it was like some of the most dumb stuff. Like, why would Regal help? Like, his lesson made no sense for Moxley, just like to win the title back like in like 8 months or so.
So I don't like, this group just has such an up and down identity that it's so hard to figure out like what their end game is going to be. So when I thought Mox was losing and that was just going to be his way out of it all, I was okay with that. Now I don't see where they're going, and I don't think they know where they're going. I know that there's an end game to break them up, but I don't think they figured out what their end game is to break them up.
It's like The Rock. If you asked Moxley, he'd like, shut up and enjoy the ride Mox is taking you on.
100%, because I feel like Moxley's gonna pull the trigger when he thinks it's right. And granted, the Moxley Hangman thing, like the all in, and end up working out. And I said this before, where like if Tony Khan lets him do this, I think that Moxley's pretty much a lifer, and I think he is. Most people, even Abu, said like, "Oh, Moxley has no intention of going back to WWE." But I still thought like, if this doesn't go Moxley's way, he'll start looking what TKO has to offer, like money wise. Like he'll sniff over there. Now I think Moxley is the guy, and because of All In working, everyone forgets like those first 2.5 months of the earlier this year of the Death Riders, and like how everyone was like, "This sucks. This is hurting AWTV." So I think because that worked out though, Tony Khan's always like, "Okay, I trust you, John. Do whatever." And it's like, okay, I hope this is working. And I guess it's fun because it's just a Continental Classic, but it's just like, again, we have a fucking another title running around. And I don't know. Like they felt like they didn't even revisit like Claudio beat him in the tournament. That hasn't even been mentioned yet. Yeah. So
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Hey, you're your king though. You're always talking about Moxley being King Moxley. What do you think about Moxley winning this? And what's up? I
mean, I enjoyed it. I thought like people were like, there were some people who predicted like how the Mox versus Okada match was gonna go. So when stuff started happening, I started like them turning the referee around and like double low blowing each other. I was like, I could tell people were gonna be mad at this match, but I was enjoying it. And yeah, I'm curious in when this goes. Like you said, it's weird that it's like kind of doing two things like completely differently. Like when you're looking at Mox and then the rest of the Death Riders, so it kind of feels like Mox is just like doing his own thing while the rest of the Death Riders are doing this stuff. I don't really know like what the end point for this exactly is.
Like I wonder, because like if everything builds all out, like I'm just trying to think, like because all out's what
Or All In.
Or All In was that it's all when is that now? Not April. Mania is April. Is that's like June,
like
July,
August
right?
or something.
Is it August?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a long time. Even though if you were to tell me like, oh, Mox is gonna hold this title to All In, I would believe
August
you.
30th.
Yes, that's a long time. So I feel like Moxley is gonna have a big match, like obviously, but I feel like he's gonna have like something of note. I don't know what they could do if that's like the Death Riders breakup. Fuck, at this point, just make it him versus Marina. You know, like I'd be down for her to lead and them to happen. But yeah, I don't know. It's odd. It just feels like they like, okay, well, we don't know what we're doing Moxley. They're not breaking up the Riders, so we're gonna give. I wonder if that's it too. I wonder if they're kind of like, yeah, we're gonna break up the Riders, and that kind of gives you, 4 to 6 months of opponents. And he's like, that doesn't work for me, brother. And then they're like, well, let's just give him the title because that can also just like give him stuff to do, right? Because if he's not doing that, what else can Moxley do?
That's like the thing about having so many titles. Like you can just give them to a guy to give them something to do for a while.
And so it feels like because he did Benjamin, which I said I've heard is a good match. What was the first one? Oh, his first defense the week. It was like 3 days after.
I'm pretty sure.
Classic.
Oh yeah,
somebody. It wasn't
I
like.
can check.
Yeah, check. It wasn't like Jets. Anyone from Jets?
Oh, Josh Alexander.
Yeah, of course. Just some it's just some guy that came in, has done nothing, right? So that makes sense. But again, was like, oh, that fits for Moxley. So we'll see.
And I think these are technically like eliminator matches. I think.
But you don't understand. If Moxley's gonna win, just have title matches. It's so dumb. It's like I hate the eliminator. Like I just don't like that at all. Like if he's gonna win, have him defend the title, and then it's a title defense. If you want him to if he's gonna lose it, then like I don't know.
Funny enough, I think one of the only times I've seen someone lose in an eliminator match was Anna Jay beat Mariah May in her title reign in an eliminator match.
Yes, and they got the title match, and the rest is history. But yeah, speaking of the women's, we talked about this a little bit, but then obviously they announced the match. I guess we've kind of been waiting for this, that the downfall of Mercedes is happening, and it did. It's we had Willow. They just ran and said, yeah, on Dynamite this week, last one on 2025, Willow versus Mercedes. And this was a fun week on Twitter for me because it was like everyone just booking like how's it gonna go. And I do love situations where it's okay, we legitimately don't know what's gonna happen. Is it gonna be a DQ? Is this the start of the story? Mercedes wins? Is it Willow winning? Is it a draw? Like there's so many scenarios that could have gone. And because I remember I saw Stranger Things and I just saw like I had this notification, a bunch of them. I just saw like April just put Willow in all caps. I was like, I didn't have her winning. I wanted her to win because I'm with people that
I think we all had like Willow needs to beat Mercedes for his title, but then also a lot of people are fantasy booking like this would like be a pay-per-view match or like a pay-per-view main event match.
Yes. Yeah. And I think like clearly it was the week before where Mercedes lost some fucking title to Windsor, right? I can't remember what it is.
She lost like her, I think she had like 2 of the British titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. The British Pro or Rev Pro, one of those.
Yeah. And I'm with some people that like, I don't like the idea of she would go lose all the indie titles and then lose the TBS title because you would lose out this moment with Willow where like we were all wanting Willow to do it, but it didn't feel like a given. It was still a nice surprise and a moment where if Mercedes has now lost 17 matches in a row and she's going up against Willow, it's like, well, yeah, Willow's going to win. So I prefer that, she loses the TBS title. Now she goes back to all these indies and lose them all because I still think what's going to happen is I think she's just going to win the Owen again. And I think at the All In, she'll win the actual world's title because that's been the one she can't win, right? So it's like she'll lose all these titles, but she'll win like the AEW's world title. I don't know if it's still going to be Statlander or holding it. I don't mind that because they have great chemistry. I just don't know if they're going to have Stat hold it till August. Like that seems like a long run. I'm fine that they can do a long run. It's just like I wonder if she'll be able to sustain that. It'll be a good challenge. But Yeah, and I also, I guess that was the reason why too I was iffy on Willow winning. Is because she had the tag titles. I thought, oh well, are they really gonna put this on her now? She just got this, but yeah, she got that, and they're still defending those tag titles regularly, and they're all right matches. Nothing amazing. So,
but yeah, I don't really know. I mean, what seems to be next for all of them, they're in the the Triangle of Madness vortex now. Which I mean, I feel like they're probably gonna have I feel like that Tekla's gonna go for the world title. They'll probably defend against for the tag titles, the other two, and then one of them will get a TBS title shot, since they've all kind of been in a group together here of Chris, Willow, and Harley.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
But yeah, I don't really know who would be the person to beat Chris right now. I'm not sure. Unless Mercedes then comes back and wins the main title. Because she also this week on Collision was she had a vignette where she was covered in the cake and stuff and was
she's
I'm
leaving for a while. So
I did not
everyone can see how much she's missed and how much the division needs her.
I did not like the post Dynamite cake in the face. Let's make fun of Mercedes. Not because I'm protect Mercedes. That just was very cheesy and over the top. The stuff they've done with Mercedes post
That's her writer, her WWE writer.
Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
There's this Mercedes Monet fan I follow who just hates this writer so much and always talks about he's ruining Mercedes segments. Stuff
I think I'm with them. It's a difference of obviously they did that with Tony, and then Tony Storm got brought on, right? But that was a whole gimmick change, whole idea. I don't think in the future Mercedes come back as some comedy gimmick or something. I think there's certain characters, because both organizations do this with the loss and someone has a crash out. I think there's certain characters you can do that. I think when Mercedes characters I'm the greatest of all time, her kind of being a joke with cake on her, it's no, and don't get me wrong though, someone like Kurt Angle, he actually could get away with that shit. He could be made fun of all the time. But with Mercedes, I just don't feel she's I think the puppet is the line. The puppet's yeah, the puppet's fine, but because that's her getting annoyed by this person. Oh, that's fun, but her sitting there in this bird's eye view shot of her on the ground, laid out, and there's a cake all over. I'm I don't need Mercedes doing this stuff, So I think she goes away, loses those titles, and then the question is though, maybe they have a heel beat stat, because if they think that if she wins the world title, she'll be a babyface. Maybe that'll be the time. So I don't know. And yeah, with the men's, obviously MJF won it. I'm still, because also this is another thing. There is a point in time, right? Everyone knows the MJF Jay White match. There's a point in time where if it ever felt like AEW was building on WWE, that was something's changed. And WWE was already still gaining traction back, but that was the tip of the iceberg of, okay, things have changed, and then the devil stuff happened. So I think a lot of MJF's first title run is fairly criticized and then also unfairly criticized. It's all the Adam Cole injury stuff. They were just pivoting all the time trying to figure it out. So I understand why there's a lot of people excited for the second run, but then there's a lot of people that are oh, MJF. And I even saw when he brought the Triple B back, people oh, fuck, he's just running this back. But I'm hopeful. The only thing that I'll be curious about is for the next few months, or not few, because you said end of August, unless Will Ospreay's not cleared, it's we just know the story. We just know it's MJF holds this until August and he loses it to Ospreay, right? And it's just that's a good thing. I think MJF can keep it entertaining enough, but when it's almost so just clear cut, that sometimes can get it out. That's the only good thing about, even when Death Rider sucked, it's well, maybe this is the month where they lose, and then eventually it's okay, they're doing it till All In. Where this is everyone just knows, well, MJF's going to, barring injury, he's just going to keep this title till then. I'm excited for him, Bandito, and I think they'll do him and Swerve, him and Hangman, but I'm not sure.
I mean, it's going to be, there's also Kenny in there.
Right, I'm excited.
Next after Bandito.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, because people are fantasy booking, that they're going to do that for the Vancouver show, and I might try to go to that. So, because if it's Kenny and MJF main event Dynasty in Vancouver, I'm definitely fucking there. Yeah, so I'm hoping. So yeah, Kenny, that will actually have some juice. Thank God we have a Dynamite episode, and Kenny didn't mention the Don Callis family once, or there's no attack. Please be done with that. But yeah, Dave, what do you do with the men's world title? Maybe keep it fresh until All In, because we're just we're just waiting for Billy the Goat to get the check mark, and then we know he's come back, win the Owen title, and then we go on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I love Osprey, but I don't want to be sitting here just counting down the months,
just
until
waiting.
Osprey's return. You know, that kind of, it sucks, and then it sucks for the title because, like you said, it's like they did with the Death Riders, where it's just like, all right, how are they going to get through this one? We know who's winning, but how are we going to get to that point, and so forth and so on. So I think he's going to run it with, the combination of Joe, Hangman, and Swerve for a little bit.
Yeah.
They may try and throw a couple of new people in there. I do hope that they have the Omega match. I don't know how you get through the Omega match with like a clean victory. So
Don Callis. Callis is gonna. Yeah, but remember, MJF didn't win a lot of his other stuff clean. Like him and Bryan had a clean hour-long Iron Man match, went to overtime, and then MJF hit him with a fucking like oxygen tank, right? So you know what's gonna happen is MJF's gonna take the diamond ring, punch him in his gut, and can go, oh no, my gut, and then boom.
And he's gonna like blade on his stomach. Like, oh my god, his guts are coming out.
He's gonna blade his abs, and that MJF gets the win. So it doesn't have to be clean, right? Because he is like back to trying to be a heel, even though like I don't know, man, he's still getting cheered so much. Like it just worries me. Like the first time they had to switch him babyface last time because like everyone just ended up liking him. It's just luckily the Swerve and Hangman people like him, but I just feel like MJF's not getting that heel vibe. He's acting like it, but it just feels like the crowd's still like, yeah, like you're just too fun. We don't want to boo you. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how that goes in the next little bit too, of like the crowd reaction to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will see. Is there anything else AW that's happened since World's End or since Dynamite? I don't think so.
I don't really think so. They're kind of in. I mean, I guess Andrade coming back.
Yeah, he's back. We got Jake something over there. Yeah, we got that going on. Don Callis' family is becoming the biggest faction of all fucking time. It's just like there's so many people. I do like the idea of maybe Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita leaving, but I feel like there's a swerve in there of one or the other turning on each other, and I really don't know which route, because I wouldn't mind them both leaving, but I could see a route where Kyle Fletcher's a babyface, but I could also see a route where Takeshita's a babyface, because I
think I could more see Kyle being the face and Takeshita.
Yeah. And to me, if they didn't do the Okada thing, I'd be thinking about Takeshita, but yeah, to me, I think TK kind of botched that. Not only did Okada beat Takeshita, the first guy in AEW to beat Okada in a tournament is just Jon Moxley, who I love Moxley, but like Moxley didn't need that. Moxley's a made man until like he retires, So it's just like they kind of botched that Takeshita Okada storyline. I know they're gonna run it back, and I know they're gonna make it. What they're going to do is probably at All In, they're going to make Takeshita beat Okada for the international title and tell me it's a big deal. But it's like, yeah, you had the chance to make it a real big deal, So Takeshita just lost the world championship now in New Japan. He's had a couple match quality is good, but results wise, not going good for Takeshita, So
yeah, I feel like AEW right now is kind of in their kind of just like waiting period to get to because there's not really a pay-per-view for a while, and
the Jags are currently in the playoffs right now, so Tony Khan's definitely scatterbrained over there right now. He's thinking about them trying to beat the Bills right now. So okay, so we're going to unless any other topic I didn't bring up anything else.
I think that's pretty much.
We covered it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so we got the second annual Gimmick Awards. So what we're gonna do is I didn't put a number on. We got I think over, and I know 10, maybe close to 20 categories here, a whole mix of stuff. I'm going to go from the bottom and then go the top up because we're going to leave match and show for the year, the bigger ones to last. But we added this one. I don't have the official name. S-Bubs, did you have an official name for the Gear Award?
I just put Best Gear. I didn't have a funny meme name. I think we were thinking maybe an Incredible Live Show Charisma Award, but I don't know.
And for me, I'll go first because I suppose Discord, and for me, when I saw it, I was like, that was easily it.
I have 5 different ones.
Okay, good. I'm excited to hear them. For me, I'm sure you have this. Rhea's Art the Clown was that was a no-brainer to me. I love that.
That was actually not on my list.
What? How is it not on your list? It looked great. The mask. Oh my god. Yeah, I loved that gear so much. It is still funny in the fucking WWE when Michael's like, this is based on Art the Clown. And it's like, a product that I guarantee you 5% of the WWE audience probably enjoys. Like, especially now that the family brand, it's like, oh, what's this from? The fact that they're selling like merch with Rhea and Art the Clown, who's like a assaulter. He's ripping people's like he's an awful person. But I loved the gear. I loved even the draw, like the mole. Like it was fantastic. There's a lot of good gear this year. But yeah, that was my number one. So I'll go to Dave first, and then Espos has 5. So we'll leave him last for the gear here. So
I'm sticking with Rhea, but I'm going with the Joker who laughs.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I forgot about
Yes,
that. That's a
that
good
one that
too.
she wore at WrestleMania, like that, the whole mask of it all, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's my 1A, 1B. You're right. I forgot about that one. Because remember a couple years ago, she did like a Batman type of gear live, but it was like not main event Rhea, and the gear was like, he was look more like a rabbit.
That was like the WrestleMania one where they're like Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah, but her Batman gear was like,
yeah, it was just like it was
like
more just like a
dominatrix
leather
gear.
gear. Yeah.
So I do have a second choice, and that would be Swerve Strickland with his Green Lantern gear.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, you know, the ring and everything. I said
I'd say I like his like the Double or Nothing, like the Predator gear.
Predator gear is good. Yeah, he's always got some good gear. He's got James Gunn liked his pose, but when he had the ring out, at first I thought it was MJF, and I'm like, what the hell? Aren't we doing this Bandito match later? And I was like, oh, okay, no, it's the
He
ring.
still has the ring though. Like even
he does still have
he
the
said
ring.
like, well, I won it, so
I
get
won
to
it.
keep
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so dumb. They for the first few years built up like who's gonna beat MJF for this ring, and now like nobody's gonna beat him for the ring, you know. So we'll just keep it. So, all right, I suppose you got 5. What do you got cooking over there?
Okay, so for these weren't really in any order, but I'll just say I had AJ Styles, his TNA style gear from Crown
Great
Jewel
throwback
with the shorts. Yeah.
Wish you got
Then I just had all of Kyle Fletcher's pink gears, as one.
Everything that's good one. The jacket, everything. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Then I had JC Jane, her Evolution gear, which was like all white. This is her most because the thing with JC Jane is that the character is secretly just the it's supposed to be like the Shawn Michaels like rocker style there's been some stuff she's like
early
I'm the best
kid.
it's like I'm the best rock star I know besides Shawn Michaels, and this was like the most like it was all white with the red round sunglasses, like with the gold, like
nice.
that's what it's supposed to be. Then I had Charlotte Flair with this WrestleMania level gear on a random SmackDown. I can send it in the chat on Twitter so you guys can see it.
Yeah, because I don't know this one.
Yeah, a link. It should be an Instagram link, I think. To just this gear that she wore literally on a random SmackDown. Yeah, I have a whole notes of all my stuff.
Oh yeah, why is she busting this on SmackDown? What the hell?
This is the only time she wore this for a random SmackDown match.
Did they like win the title that night or what?
No, this was just like I think this might have been their first match as a tag team, maybe. But yeah, she just wore this on and she doesn't repeat gears ever, I don't think so.
I respect
we'll never
that.
See this gear on any other show.
I will screen share in case anyone watches after the fact. Shows a gold gear. She almost got like a big crown on the back. I respect that. Another pet peeve like the t-shirt wrestling. Emily's hates me always bragging on this. I hate people when they wear the WrestleMania gear on the Raw or SmackDown after. I hate it. Yes. I hate it. I know you paid a lot of money for it. I don't want to see it on Raw. I don't want to see even
bring a second set of gear. Just bring a second set of gear.
Miz was always so bad for that. He'd wear his WrestleMania big jacket. It's like, no, dude, like that's WrestleMania. It'll get better resale value. I hate when people wear the WrestleMania gear again. But yeah, I respect her for always not doubling the gear. So
and that one was King Troy, so I believe that's also who does Seth's gear and jackets and stuff like that. And my number one was Mercedes Moné at All In with the huge cape with all the names of the people she's beaten and the whole cowboy look with the white and gold. That was my favorite gear this year.
And she's had some wild.
And it was very different than like anything she's ever wore before.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. She did a big time this year where it feels like every 2 months she'd like switch up the style of gear, and it's like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just like she would just have a different type of like theme or gimmick going on. But yeah, that was a really good one. So good shout out there. So all right, David, I'll start with you for Chills of the Chills Award, the most quotable line of the year. I will get the
Chills.
There you go, or best promo. So yeah, what did you have here?
So Up until recently, it was a Punk one, and I wish I still had it written down because I erased it once I put it over there. So now it is Braun Breaker and Punk's promo battle from, was it 2 weeks ago? Like, and they just went at it, and Breaker mentioning like you were out here trying to wrestle in the indies to remake a name for yourself, and I was playing in the NFL. We are not the same. And I was like, God damn. Like, that was the best I've seen of Braun Unleashed. And I was like, afterwards, I was just like, that was one hell of a promo by this kid.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. Okay, so I got honorable mentions, and I got my winner here. I really enjoyed Hangman's victory promo the night out, or the week after All In. That was good. I hate putting this one here because it is a meme, but like the Tony Storm Mariah May like backstage thing was great until people like memed on it. Every time fucking Blake Monroe will like trip and then be like, "Oh, I've never heard of Mariah Monroe ever again. Whatever happened to her?" It's like the actual line though for the promo, it was good, and it was also Mariah's reaction to that, the way she like sat back, and it worked for the feud because like the last time she saw her, right? So like before I got memed on, it was like higher for me. It's not their fault. And then after that was just a bunch of lines from the Cena pipe bomb. I didn't want to put it as number one because it was kind of a redux, but it was still really good. But then at number one, I got Cody's night before WrestleMania, or 2 nights before WrestleMania 1. The specific line is when I can't remember, I'm paraphrasing, but he says something about like, looking you're as pale as Sting from Starrcade 97, and people will know yeah, that's like a huge deal because like when Conrad and Bischoff did their podcast, because 97 had like it was like their Travis Scott moment. Like they had Hogan actually pin him, a bunch of bad stuff when Sting finally beat Hogan, and he's listing all these reasons like, oh, Steve didn't seem right, he was off, he wasn't in the best shape, he wasn't tan enough, and Conrad's like, wasn't tan enough. Yeah, it wasn't tan enough, and like that was the whole thing, which never made sense to me because it's like, the Sting character doesn't need to be fucking tan. Like he's a ghoul. Like, what are you talking about? But there's 2 reasons. One, that line. But remember, people always forget, and this is why I still will give Cody Rhodes some credit for when he goes in there against Roman later on this year if it happens. That crowd was booing Cody the whole way through, and he got them back.
To mention too, at this, like for the Berlin match, when they showed him walking into the arena, I'd say it was like 95% boos. When he made his entrance, they were booing but singing the song. By the end of the steel cage, when he's going like with Drew, it was full on 50-50. Yes. Let's go, Cody. Cody sucks.
And that's the thing, like he can turn a crowd. I'm not saying forever, but that promo was amazing because when he got to that ring and they were heavily, I was like, oh man, like they want seeing at 17. Yeah, it's over. And when he cut that promo and he flipped everybody, as like, yeah, his dad would be so super fucking proud. Like, next to his original "What do you want to talk about" promo, that might be his best promo, just because he flipped everybody when he shouldn't have. So that was my chills moment, and I'll say it for, like I said, a line specifically is looking like Sting from Starrcade 97. So,
I have some like meme answers and like real answers. I'd say my top meme for like most quotable thing of the year has to be "You light my fire." Like that was the number one thing this year. Everyone used it for anyone. Like the Cope versus Mox highlight video. Like that's legendary.
That I agree with you. It's so funny. I forgot to send it to you guys, but before Taylor had his second baby, me and him were going to the gym together. The second time we were there, they were playing it on the fucking speakers at the gym, and I could not stop laughing of like, who's working out to this song? But people have stopped doing the what is the name of that song? Actually, I'd say people stop doing the outstanding memes. Bring them back. I love anytime someone on my feed sucks and they make the outstanding video. I'm a fan of that. So, and I'm gonna use that for Gauntlet next year if people don't bring it back. So, but yeah, that's a good one to shout out.
Then I had for my actual picks, I'd say I had the CM Punk bald fraud promo after the Elimination Chamber. Where he just like went off on Dwayne and Cena and a bunch of other people.
That's a good one.
Then I had this honorable mention to "I Want Your Soul." It was not a good promo, but it was a memorable promo.
It was a That's like in the meme. It was a memorable promo for the "I Want Your Soul" because that did get a reaction from the crowd, and what we could have had.
But my actual like top promo or quotable line of the year, I have written down as "I Bury Mediocrity," which is the Cena London promo against Cody, where they fully went at each other. Where he said, like, you know, he was stealing the billionaire's son's money, and like he buried the Nexus, and he'd do it again and stuff like that. Like that was, I think, the best heel promo Cena got.
Yeah. Again, like I'm still fine. I think I'm fine with the Cena heel turn up until the Fiend theme hits at Mania. I think we're still fine. I think there's still some good nuggets in that first few months there. So, Espos, I'll go right back to you. Best moment. So, change from last year where it was non-wrestling moment, but now it can be a match, promo, segment, etc. So, what did you have your best moment or a few best moments of the year this year?
I have 5. So I went like for best moment, it's purely strictly the moment. Like anything else could have happened afterwards, and the moment was good. I feel like you can probably tell what my number 1 is going to be in this case. But for number 5, I just had it written down as "We Want Charlotte," which is like from Evolution when she started actually getting cheered. Like I just felt like that was a great moment. Like when she was like, they just started, like, the whole crowd just started chanting that they want Charlotte in that tag match, and that started really the whole face run of her this year. And I think that's the one I remember just watching live, like, oh, like like everyone is chanting "We want Charlotte" in this moment.
And I can't speak for it, but I feel like that's probably one of her favorite moments too, because it felt like her return was kind of
pretty much.
It was pretty meh all the way around, right? And even the beginning was Tiffany and those promos, so it ended up being good. So
then 4, I had the Naomi Money in the Bank cash in because just after that amazing match, like when Rhea kicked out of that last moonsault, I was like what is gonna end this match? Because it's like they've done everything. Like I was just like, how are they even gonna end this match? And Naomi cashing in. That was just a great moment to end Evolution. 3, I had Hangman wins the AEW title and the whole like run-ins with Bryan and Darby, like coming down on the ropes. I think it was a great moment, you know, him finally opening the case. And like I said in the moment, I loved that the title said Bryan's side plates on it.
Yeah,
like how he took it and just put in the briefcase right away. And that was a big moment. And that's one that I'd probably put on the list of doesn't really matter what happened afterwards in regards to this award specifically.
Yes, I agree. Because it afterwards it take it down a little bit of a notch, but
there was no hook yet in this moment. Then 2, I have the AJ Lee return to WWE. Just for when we've already covered it a bunch just this year, but that was just a huge moment. Even if definitely teased it a lot to the point where it was like, it's definitely happening. It wasn't like a surprise moment, but it was still a great moment. And my number 1, I mean, I feel like you can pretty much tell what it's going to be with the stuff I put around it, but it has to be the Cena heel turn. And just in that moment, like for that night, that was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
I thought somewhere EO Win at Mania might get on your list too, because you were such an EO believer that whole
close.
Mania run.
Like
you know?
I want to do something with Rhea and EO, but I didn't really know what I would put it above these
this year maybe.
There's some categories we'll go to where it's like I've left stuff off because I feel like they might do bigger things this year.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Dave, what about you?
Well, SBub's already named my first and second choice, so I will just rehash that. My first choice would be Hangman winning the title back. It was a great moment. It was like a good moment for AEW as a whole. It was the right booking decision and everything else. Like he said, the side plate still being the same. Everything from the start of that match to the end of it, Hangman bringing back the old music, just everything with that was just great. And then AJ Lee skipping down the aisle. We knew it was coming. It was telegraphed the entire time, but still seeing that return and seeing CM Punk's just super happy face. Like anytime she's on screen, that man is just a whole different version of CM Punk. and you love to see it. Like that's the happiest I ever see that man, and her skipping down the aisle, everything with her and Becky, it was great.
Yeah, for me, I have to reiterate those again for myself. The only, I think, what other different ones do I have? Oh yeah, I guess two I can shout out. I guess it's the moment because I wouldn't have it in my matches here, and I guess I can specifically say this moment, but I think it's more the ending of the match when Cena comes out with Cody on the Cody Vader, and he has him in the AA. But I think just like that last 5-minute stretch of Super Cody versus Super Cena, them delivering super finishers to each other, just that like Dragon Ball Z like Man of Steel sort of fight. The end was great. I'm a big lover of this match. I loved the ending of Mariah May versus Toni Storm, specifically like the end, and they go out. It's a whole Hollywood school. It's such a great way because Mariah May is leaving. That still should have went on fucking last. Tony would have saved so much trouble. I don't care that Mariah was leaving. It was a perfect kind of ending there. And then yeah, it was AJ Lee. I had that, and then Hangman wins is my number one because not only was it like it ended up being a good story and it was the end of the Death Riders, like the main thing there. Hangman is just one of those vital pieces, and it's whatever you feel. That first title run was also, and the second title run maybe not as great either, but even the first one was just like it's not remembered fondly because everything that followed, right? Because it ended with him in the Punk promo, and then from there on, it became the Punk and Bucks, and then it became all this stuff with everybody, and the brands got divided a bit. Like, there's a lot of stuff that he indirectly did by saying a promo. I'm not saying he's wrong, because young Punk did that many times going off script, and he just couldn't handle the heat there. But I think it's just remembered as like a, oh yeah, and even after, like, Tony kind of punished Hangman for a while. Like, Hangman took he took a lot of losses in those 6 months after, which like I'm not saying was the wrong thing, because like yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done that, but this felt bigger. And this, even though I don't like the decision of Hangman losing to Joe and then whatnot, I think that is not good booking. I think at least with the last time when he lost the title, it did feel like, oh man, he's like gone down a step, right? The actual title win against Kenny was a great story. Luckily, Hangman's title wins always have a great story, but something felt off. Like when he lost title, it felt like he was really back to the mid card. Where now it still feels like Hangman's always going to be like upper mid card main event level. So what's doing all in? Who knows? I'm sure there's going to run him and Swerve back, but we'll see. So the next is So You Think Your Special Award Feud of the Year. So I can just circle in, and when I said already, I gave it to Tony Mariah May. I agree with that, Bubs. There was a time. Yeah,
so did I.
I'd say this year was pretty weak in terms of both companies. Yeah. I feel like every feud that was, even if they were good, had something bad in it that made you not think it was a good feud.
Even we talked about earlier, I remember when we were talking about when Drew got into SmackDown, I think we're all like, oh, Drew and Cody, that could be really good. And it hasn't been like necessarily bad, but it didn't hit I don't think it hit the heights that we thought it was going to. Especially, remember that first promo when Drew came back and he's like, no one checked on me while I was gone, and he was talking about how he wants Cody to win. Like, it felt like they didn't have any.
The Rock checked on him.
Yeah, like it just didn't feel like they had any of that connection again. It just felt like they were like square one, and same thing like Cody and Cena. It felt like there's either just feuds that were good or they could have been great, and there was some stumbles along the way. Because even Hangman and the Riders, it's like
I would say even like Omega versus Okada. It was like, oh, this is good, and then Don Callis showed up.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, oh, there's so much history. We don't need anybody else. Oh, Don Callis is a screwdriver. Great. So, yeah, I think that worked out. I agree with S-Bubs. Like, your critique has always been like when May won the title was just like, we're waiting till Tony get back. So that was kind of a lull in there. But what happened after that lull is we got the fucking OG Tony Storm back for a bit.
And that was a great month. To give it back, because the stuff of her waiting for Tony to come back was technically in 2024. So I'll give it a pass.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, we got that and we got the ending. So yeah, that's where I went. But no, I agree with that assessment that overall not much in there. So so we're all there. David, who's your most improved wrestler of 2025?
Oh, that one was a hard one for me.
This was hard.
So, and I'm going to say this from a different perspective, and it's not off of in-ring, it is off of character work, and I am going to say Charlotte, because Charlotte...
I was expecting Ricochet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ricochet's always been good in the ring to me. He just, I mean...
No, I mean, for what you were saying for the character, like when you're saying like, oh, it's not because of in-ring, it's character, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Charlotte adapted and took and transformed like everything about her character, made herself relatable in senses that we've never seen from her, and just in my mind, for the first time in I believe her career, she is the complete package. I believe her. She can go in the ring like there's no doubt about it. But I also, there are times I'm like, I want to see her succeed. I want to root, like, I believe in the character of Charlotte, and it's not just your baby Flair.
Okay. That's really I can see from a perspective. Yeah, I get that. Okay. That's Bubs. Who you got?
I went with, someone I talk about a lot, probably for the same reason. I went with Raquel. Like, just the whole, like, the Kevin Nash memes of it, but they are true, I feel like. Like, she has, like, that is what she needed to do, like, just work, like, she has the size compared to pretty much everyone on the roster, and you need to work like that, and I feel like she really did do that, and she's had a lot of matches. I mean, a match I don't have on my top matches of the year, but one that was really, really great was that, Bianca Naomi versus Liv and Raquel tag match.
That was a really good one. Yeah.
And she's had a bunch of other matches I've really liked this year, and I thought it was good. So, and I feel like especially this year, I feel like if she splits, I'm curious if they are gonna have her split from the Judgment Day that they're kind of building with Liv and Roxanne and stuff like that. I'm curious if it's gonna be a big singles type year for her.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see which way she goes. I think the better route, we've talked about this before, is to get Liv and Dom as a babyface and have Liv and her do those heel.
That's what I thought, but then Liv just came back as like a full heel.
Yeah, so. And her and Roxanne are so it's like, I'm interested. I think it's just that they don't have plans to break them up anytime soon. Like, I think they're going to hint at it, but the same way as like what Finn and Dom have been like breaking up for a year and a half. Yeah. So it's like, that's what I think is going to happen. So, okay. I got another lady, and I think mine might be just as hot of a take. I got Marina Shafir. I could not have give two shits about Marina Shafir for her almost entire career. I thought she had nothing going on. She was very 3-star in the ring. At like, her best was a 3-star. Obviously, she's at NXT for a bit. It was just, she's a signing because she's Ronda's friend and she's Roddy's wife, and I think I've heard people like her, but just like as a ring talent, no character, no promo, no great ring work. Just, I'm an MMA fighter, right? And even then, I think her ring work actually has gotten better because she's gone in this character. I'd say the top tier is when she was in the fucking women's war games or whatever, Blood and Guts. Like, she seemed like a killer. She seemed like, like when she did that spot when she stepped on the glass and was starting to kick people. It's like, I am scared of Marina Shafir. Now, in real life, I always would have been, but this is like the presence that she has of when she walks with Moxley, the tank tops, the key, everything. When Moxley does lose, just those little facials she gives, like, she is just as vital to this version of Moxley. She's more vital to him than any of the other guys are. She's just as, like, it would feel like his act is missing something if she isn't there. And like I said, I shouldn't get so excited for when her and Roddy face off, but it's like, and even earlier this year, the two times where last time they just fought, but the last time, I think it was this year, if not, but it's the first time Moxley and Roddy fought, and Roddy went to hit Moxley and she walked in the way of him, and she was like kind of torn, like she's happy to see Roddy, but not like, it's all
that was this year. It was like, they did that, but were you forgetting, they did that spot, and she was like torn, and Roddy turned away, and then she spit on him while he walked away.
Yeah, and I love that. That's great, because it's just like, you never know what you're getting with this character, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't even know, like, when the Death Riders turn on Moxley, I could see her being the one that sticks with him. I could also see her being the one that leads that group and turns on. Unfortunately, she's still not the greatest promo, so I don't think she can fully lead that group. I think you get Pac, like, let Pac cut his, like, boiler room, like, you think you know me? Like, he just yells at the thing. Like, I think there has to be a combo, but yeah, Marina, same thing, is more just some character work that I'm excited to see Marina Shafir on my TV, and I would have never thought that. I would have thought, I'm done with this person. So now in the kind of similar vein, I'm happy with those answers. So in the similar vein, Espo's breakout star of the year, who you got?
This one this one is curious for me. Well, honorable mention, I have Kendall Gray because I feel like this year is gonna be the year that really
2026 we should pencil it in, barring an injury. It's probably her year. Yeah.
But then also kind of for similar reasons, it's only at 5. I have Javon Evans.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's kind of for both reasons at the same time, as in I feel like he was already kind of a breakout star in 2024, even though this year he did have a really good year with some really great matches.
Yeah.
But then I also feel it's possible that this year could also be like another breakout year for him with him on the main roster and more people seeing him. So that's why I only put him at 5. Like, I need to have him on the list, even though I think there's reasons I could have left him off for various reasons, but I
still am on my list because I like there's people like because you said like last year I didn't watch much NXT, but because he was on the main roster and the other spots they gave him, like with Gunther, that's why I think I could argue like he almost had another breakout year, right? And next year if he's on the main roster for the full year, it's like 3 years in a row you could argue he's the breakout. So he's just like breaking on different like categories, right?
Yeah. Then 4 I had JC Jane, obviously. I had her on the list. Like, just completely stepped up from being like, she wasn't like jobber level, but definitely wasn't seen as like
mid-card for sure.
Like, the main event star women's division. And like, she won the title off Stephanie in like what feels like that was like, we just need to get the title off Stephanie like this week. But after that, she completely stepped up, I feel like, in all the matches she had. Was also TNA women's champ for a while there, and stepped up there. And I just thought she had really great matches. Like I said, was it like Lola Vice versus JC Jane at No Mercy? I was at that show. And that was like some of the most hyped a crowd has ever been was for that match I was watching, or at least crowd I've been to. Like, the heat on JC was insane. People just wanted Lola to win. And that was a great match. And I think she's had a really great year in 2025. Then 3, I have Kyle Fletcher. I feel like we've already kind of talked about him breaking out this year, so I just had to have him on the list. Really, it kind of started at the end of, I guess, 2024, because that's when he turned on Ospreay and stuff like that. But then this whole year, he's just been doing his thing, the TNT title run, and also he still had the steel cage with Ospreay this year. And he's just been a consistent presence throughout the year, to the C2 and again and having matches like great matches up until the end of the year. 2, I had Stephanie Vicaire. That was kind of one sort of like Kendall Gray last year, where she wasn't on the list just because like she was already kind of breaking out in NXT just in the few months at the end of that year. And then this year was when it really blew up for her, obviously starting the year in NXT, going to the main roster and winning the title, and just being like going from pretty much to getting signed to winning the title in like less than a year is pretty rare for anyone in WWE, especially these days. So I thought great run there. And number 1, I didn't put it on the list, but Io Sky at number 1 from going to like, because even if you look, she'd won the title before, the world title, but if you go to that run, like, she'd come out to silence, even though she was the world champion. And now she's getting like Rhea level reactions when she comes out. So it's just been a massive year. Honestly, win the title, defending it, successfully defending it at Mania, and obviously the match with Rhea at Evolution, the tag run, the whole Rio run has been great, and just made her like a top star of the company now.
Yeah, I didn't have Io there, but that's a good point. There's like a different level. It's like the Javon thing, right? So yeah, no, I agree. And honestly, I can't go. I'll go because I have the same list as you. I just have Stephanie at number 1 just because she was a bit newer, and then I had Fletcher. But those are pretty much all the same people. I didn't have anybody else like different for that matter. Like if Fletcher could have won something bigger, I would have put him at number 1. But I think character wise, like there's a good chance next year he could win the world title off Ospreay, right? Like I think that he there's a reason why Tony Khan signed him a lot earlier and to get that contract done, because WWE would have swapped, like they would have swallowed that guy up really quick because he has a good WWE look too. So no, I agree with that list, and that's who I had. So David, do you have anybody else on your list?
Yeah, so I have some of the same people that you guys have, and I have two that you don't. And for the beginning of the year, even though yes, he was already doing his thing in NXT, I have to give a shout out to Joe Hendry because again, he had the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania appearance. I mean, and that guy got massive pops at both. Like he can't argue with those. And another one that I have that you guys didn't have is Obafemi because yes, he's
Yeah,
been
that's
going
fair,
on a
too.
run, but that man
I
had a
also
main
feel like
roster
this year,
match
yeah.
against Cody Rhodes and held his own.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
didn't even lose it. He just got a DQ finish.
Yes, that shows just how massive of a star he is becoming. So add Obafemi on my list as well because of that.
Yeah, I feel like if he wins the title this year, I feel like we could have him like number one breakout by next year's awards. So
Yeah.
that's kind of another. I left him off for some reason.
Yeah. Let's see here, David. Who do you have as the best free signing agent this year, or options?
Originally, I had Mariah May, and you know what? I've kind of gone back and forth with that. I'm a stick with her. She was an incredible steal, and I think that she still has more heights to get to. Like she hasn't reached her ceiling, so I'm gonna stick with her. They had that weird ending with her losing the title, and that's the only thing that just kind of put a little damper on it. But than that, like she's been who we thought she was. She's a little bit toned down than she was in AEW,
Which we
but
figured, right? Like
some of that stuff you just can't do in the Fed. So like what I'm used to that. So I would say that Mariah May is my biggest like I can't believe that they let this happen, and she's been continuing on with that momentum.
Yeah, that's fair. I got her as well for my 3. I had her, or no, I actually had 4. I had, I don't know who I have as the, I think it's like a 4-way tie. I don't have anyone as like the best. I don't think there's anything like, because Stephanie, like you said, as well, she got signed last year, right?
Yeah,
technically, yeah.
that's
So that's what like my 4 right now are like George, I guess. And wait, was and Penta was last year too. Like
Penta was 2025.
Was it? Did he debut in January?
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's tough because like the first half for sure. I still would say on here. I think I don't have
I
a
had
clear
4
number
people,
1.
and Penta was my 4. Also.
Okay, I have him. I got Blake Monroe, Mariah May. I got Jordan Grace, and I got Kevin Knight because Kevin Knight, I think he's somebody that next year we could even talk about for breakout year for a talent. We'll see how he gets booked, but I just think there could be there. And I actually have Megan Bain because I think that's like Kevin Knight where it's some future. And that Toni Storm match I really did like, and I think she proved herself. And I think she's still doing consistently good work. So to me, I think Kevin Knight and Megan Bain are more like, I think they're good signings for the future. But really my top 3 would be Penta, Grace, and Mariah May or Blake Monroe. That'd be my 3. So
yeah, really my picks that I had were sort of like people who just like fit in when they got signed. It wasn't necessarily if they had a huge year or not, because I had Penta, I had Mina, I had Megan Bain, and my number 1, which I feel is the most fun, I had Speedball Mike Bailey. Because I feel like he's a guy who they signed, and it's like he could have been there. Like if I had just started watching AEW when he got there, and you told me he'd been there since day 1 of the company, like I could have believed you, because he just fit in. Like he had singles match against. Like he was in there with Okada, and didn't he have against Ricochet and Kenny a match? And then the whole jet speed tag run, and he's just been consistently like a guy who's been in the company doing stuff the entire year, like prominent, like hasn't gone for the world title, but been a prominent character and just fit in perfectly to being in AEW.
No, that's fair. That's a good point.
Kind of similar for your Kevin Knight reason, but you know, they're our tag team.
All right. S-Bub's worst / most disappointing match of the year. What do you got?
All right. I have 5 here. So 5. Well, I mean, for all of them,
I technically got multiple, so we'll wait.
Yeah. For 5, I had Becky and Lyra at SummerSlam, just because I was so excited for this match based on their other 2 matches, and they just did something complete. Like they did not have like the wrestling classic that I thought they were gonna have.
We all thought that was going to be the best match of the series, and that being the worst. So can't wait for Unreal when they're all fucking pissed and crying. It looks like they're all mad about this match. So yeah,
and it was just like I wouldn't say it's the worst match of the year by far. Like there's still spots in it I like when they were actually wrestling each other instead of doing the stuff with the zip ties or whatever. But it was just very, very disappointing for me, especially since I was so excited. That was probably one of the matches I was most excited for on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
For like people might say a different Mox match, but for me it has to be Swerve versus Mox at Dynasty.
Yeah, you hated that
because
one.
This match is so ridiculous. Like, I mean, the thing I always point out is like they go to the outside. Obviously, it takes like they're outside for like 17 minutes, but they set up a ladder. Mox goes, or they does like Swerve does like a swerve stomp through the table, puts Mox in the ring. They get back in the ring. And then they start grappling and doing like Mox like flipping on his head, trying to grab this guy. And I'll see the finish. People got so mad because like Hangman runs in. Oh yeah, and let's like Hangman like random like with like no build up helped Swerve here, and then the Young Bucks showed up and helped Moxley for like no reason. And then Mox got like if I remember correctly, got like a Triple H like 10 count on Swerve at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, this one was just like, I don't even hate this match that much. I think it's a hilarious match, but people were so mad. People were like quitting AEW because of this match. Especially because after Cope versus Mox, people were like, well, at least we have Swerve next, and Swerve is 100% beating Mox for his title. And then this match happened. Then for 3, I have Solo versus Jacob at SummerSlam. Because this match was just like, this is the most nothing match. Like he didn't even do the moonsault off the cage until after the match ended. Like Solo just like escaped the cage, and then all the MFT guys ran in, and he did the moonsault and like stood tall, and that was it. Like it was just, and it was like the co-main event. It was just so bad. And yeah, after this is like that the US title actually became good with like Sammy beating Solo, but this match was just so bad. 2, I have Brock versus Cena, because it was like we kind of knew what it was gonna be, but then it was still that, and it was just like a waste of time for Cena. I mean, we pretty much already talked about it in like before, so there's not really much else I have to say. And number 1, I mean, it has to be this one in terms of like the magnitude of what it was and what happened in it. It's Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania, number 1. Because even then, and we're on record that I actually liked the heel Cena wrestling slow, but like you said, when Fiend hits, that's when it all went downhill.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have this higher because I enjoy the match till Fiend, where I remember
there's a lot of people
don't. I was like, I liked the match until the back half.
I was doing like the slow 5-knuckle shuffle and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought they were having a good match. I think it could have been, and obviously we'll talk about best matches of the year, but they had a much better match in them that they could have done. But yeah, for number 1, worst and most disappointing had to be Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so to follow up, I'll say it's just like a 10-way tie, but like mostly what I have is worst disappointing. I just put all Cena heel matches because I hated the Cody and Cena finish, so I'll put that there. Brock and Cena was bad. I hated the Cena Randy thing with all the R-Truth stuff that got on there. All the R-Truth Cena stuff sucked. And the one that's really heartbreaking, most disappointing probably up there is the Punk and Cena one because they had good chemistry. The fact that it led to like the Vision and it led to Penta, like the fact that Penta's in their last match randomly is like what, like, and they're having again a decent match up until they did all this stuff in there. Again, it made no sense that like Cena's trying to cheat and Punk's like shaking his fucking hand in the middle of the ring while this is happening. It's like, what? Like, beat him then, dude. Like, why he actively is trying to cheat against you? Why are you shaking his hand? This makes it's like when WrestleMania 31 when Triple H hits Sting with a sledgehammer and then after Sting shakes his hand, it's like he didn't beat you. He beat you. He hit you with a foreign object. And then on the AEW side, because I talked about this for many times, it's got to be Moxley and Copeland for me because Edge has great matches with Roman. He's got great matches with Seth. I thought, okay, Moxley has the chance to be the best one. Now, granted, did they do a make good and Moxley nearly kill himself on the Dynamite and put those nails through him? Yes, but that still has to put it there because for me personally, like with Swerve and Moxley, it's like I already knew Moxley was like doing this type of stuff. With Moxley and Copeland, I've been waiting for a while for this one, and that was like, that really rubbed me the wrong way. So that's my list. So all heel Cena matches and Edge and Cope. So or fucking Edge and Mox. Goddamn Adam Copeland is his name. What do you got, David?
All right, so I have Brock Cena, which we've already talked about. I have the Cody Cena WrestleMania 1. I have Chelsea versus Zelina Vega from Saturday night's main event, which was
right.
I forgot to
about that.
But
yeah.
there is a match much worse than any of these. I would take you all back to the 26th of September. It's a nice, beautiful Friday night. You're just going to, enjoy your life. You sit down, you turn on SmackDown, and you are forced to sit through Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, triple threat, absolute botch fest.
I actually like this match beside the botch finish. So that was an
absolute botch fest of the night. Nia with the shoulder, everything just, oh man. And for some reason they still thought, you know what? Jade's ready. Jade's ready.
She's got that cool scar now,
So that is my absolute just worst of it.
All right, so staying in the worst category, we have the Devil Masked Man Award, aka the worst/dumbest booking decision. I'll take this one first, and for me, it's I have Cena's heel turn at the it's there. The moment is good, but because after the fact we found there's no plan, and it pretty much just a pivot because Rock was mad that Cody wouldn't turn. In retrospect, it's looking at everything. It's like the Stone Cold heel turn. At the moment it was great, but in retrospect, it's like that should never happen. So that's more at the bottom. This one I ragged on, and they almost saved it, but still didn't. I hated the Raw Netflix premiere of Rock for some reason giving Cody a whole minute speech about "I love you, man. You really are the QB, and you put the whole company on your back." It's like, man, you guys just had this blood feud.
I don't even know if that was a booking decision, to be honest.
That's true, but that's true. That's a Rock's booking decision to say that.
Just wait till you get to mine.
But that's why I still have number one. It's no surprise. I still say worst WrestleMania ending of all time. Fiend, Travis Scott. With no Rock, it's disappointing. It was just balloon out of the air. And I do think that wrestling goes in ebbs and flows. That was the official. You could feel people starting to be more critical of Triple H and the product again. And since then, we've had more instances. But that was like I think Triple H had made mistakes, but never dropped the ball. Never threw an interception like that. That I don't care what they say. Like, well, he's connected to the Rock, and Rock wasn't here. You don't have Travis. You don't do that. You don't do the Naito Wrestle Kingdom entrance where Travis Scott takes 10 minutes to get. It's something that I'll still never. I understand Travis Scott. You could get that interference.
Cold call. Do you remember that? Where where Cody hit the crossroads on Travis Scott. And he was I get those goosebumps every time.
Yeah, payback for what? Yeah, and it's just
the lyrics of the Travis Scott song, which is he did like a Morrow.
That's where it's just there's a way to do that, and the fact that no one in the room went back like, we can't do it this way, right? Like, let's just have him come through the crowd, have him run down, hit Fiend after, like. I don't know. Very odd. So yeah, it has to be Travis Scott at Mania. Just one of the worst wrestling bookings ever for me. That's up there. So what about you, David?
My worst booking decision is letting The Rock be involved with booking, period. Everything involving him for the last calendar year.
He's a board member, man.
Has been absolutely terrible. That is
in the NXT promo.
The NXT promo was worth it though, man. He was
far beyond my worst.
I don't think The Rock was doing cocaine, but if you were to tell me he was, I would believe on the NXT promo. He had a couple Zoas going through his body that night. He was on something else.
That Terramana Zoa mix.
Yeah.
So, and you forget on that Netflix premiere one, even before he started glazing over Cody, he threatened the board of Netflix and bringing out the fact that they had all the issues with the Jake Paul fight beforehand and things like that. So like you just shit on Netflix right before.
He was back to doing like the dumb like PG Rock jokes. He was like, something like, oh, if like
if the stream goes out, I'm gonna go Squid Games on your ass or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
he was
just
being
like
very
those
Hollywood
fun shows.
2003 Rock too, where he's like overly cheesy, and that's
It was bad, just bad. So everything involved with The Rock being involved with the booking is my number one. My number two is Hook and Samoa Joe and everything that went into Samoa Joe winning the championship. It was
That's
odd.
fair.
I'm like,
No, yeah.
where Hook now has gone
Ops
from
Dojo.
this to this and
the Ops Dojo,
yeah, like it
and
was
then
just,
Swerve
it was
coming out
weird.
and like beating up 20 guys and all was awkward. Like that whole last 10 minutes was, again, why does no one sit back and be like, let's just change this up a little bit, you know? But
I mean, if you're a local wrestler in any town, you got to be excited because you know you're going to get
course.
booked on the show as a member of the Ops every week. But other than that, like, I don't understand what's going on with anything to do with the Ops, anything to do with Hook right now, the Samoa Joe stuff. It was weird. But no, the Rock is being involved in booking is definitely the worst for me.
yeah, that's Bubs.
Yeah, like I said, I have 5 like always, but 5 I have Io Sky not wrestling for like 2 months after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was
is
weird.
Just like,
And she wasn't injured either. As far as we know, she wasn't injured. So
No.
that was weird. Yeah.
just like for no reason at all, really. And like she was finally gonna wrestle, and then Liv got injured too. But I mean, I can't put that on her.
Of
But
course.
yeah, it was just very dumb booking decision. Simple. That's probably the simplest one I have here.
Mhm.
I mean, same with the next one, which is just like the Jordan Grace not winning anything in NXT. I have that at 4. Just kind of like, I mean, she could have won something. I feel like
Give her a 3-week run. Give her a week run or something, you know?
Yeah, even like the and I love JC Jane title reign, her winning the title, but Jordan like having this like 20 minute awesome match against Stephanie like the night before, and then JC just like wins it. Like like you can have like, if you knew Stephanie had to drop the title, unless you learned like that day, like I would have just given it to Jordan for a while, and then JC beat her.
Yeah.
And then 3, I mean, this is when you start getting to real stuff. I just have early 2025 Death Riders, and I'm talking
That's
Rock
fair.
and Roll Express, Cleaning Fluid on Orange
Yeah,
Cassidy,
you're
Coke
right.
match, Swerve
Yeah.
match.
No,
Just
you're right.
all
I
of
would
it.
add that. I forgot about the Rock and Roll Express stuff. That there was some really bad Dynamite stuff. That definitely deserves a shout out. Yeah.
Just all of it together as one. 2, same kind of as both of you guys. I'm putting all of it together. I said Travis Scott at Mania, no Rock, Cena retirement tour, Cena heel run, just all of it together into one. And I have that at 2 because my number 1 is Brock returning. Because to me that was just like that is worse to me than just like bad Travis Scott, like Travis Scott doing a bad run in at WrestleMania.
No, you're right. I would actually put that number 1. I kind of forget about that, but that is true. Especially after everything that happened, that is truly just awful. And especially because like,
it led to nothing.
It led to nothing, and like people looked at the analytics. Like when he was on TV, it didn't really like boost the ratings. Like, okay, you got some clicks on TikTok and stuff like that. Cool, but it's like people don't really care about Brock Lesnar in 2025, 26 anymore. You know, there's a certain group of people, they'll tune in and then that's it. They'll be done with it. So, and then they just pay him all this money. So, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, now we get to some positive stuff because now we got our last 4. We got Wrestle Year, Tag Team of the Year, Show of the Year, and Match of the Year. David, who are your tag teams of the year?
Tag team of the year is Bandito or
Brodito. Yeah.
Brodito. I mean, they surprised me. They put on some good showings, had some fun matches, had some cool inventive tag team combinations. Like every match, they were pulling out some new weird ass tag team move, and it was just absolute fun to watch them. So Brodito just hands and above takes it for me.
Yeah, I'll go because Brodito is mine too. I had
Brodito too as well.
Oh yeah, I had like actually for fun like in other categories like Charlotte and Lex. I thought it was great. Like not the matches, but the
I was close
unit.
to considering it.
Yeah, the unit. I had Young Bucks because they had that great match with Brodito, and I actually loved broke Young Bucks for a while. For gimmick wise, I love the templates. They're dressing in the boiler room. They can't
the
win
negative account on the
the jobber entrance, like already in the ring.
The jobber entrance was amazing. Yeah, those ones were so good. So
I was there for that one live, like the already, and it was great because live, like I saw like they were playing the video on the Tron, and they just walked out in the dark, like all sad into the ring.
Yeah, so that's why I had them at number 2, but had to be Bro Dito. I hope they return to it. I know people keep pitching that Brody's going to turn on him. I really don't want that. I want it sucks because I guess lots of people have stated that like TK has big plans for Bandito in 2026, so of course do that. It just sucks that like
do the Brody turn, save that for like when Bandito has like won the world title already.
I agree. Yeah, keep them friends for now. But it sucks that they want to do a singles push when this tag team like just happened. But I get it. We got to get to Edge and Christian versus FTR. And we got all this stuff. So I just hope Brody King doesn't get lost in it. But yeah, I suppose you said you're Brodito as well.
Yeah, for same reasons. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like a super weak year, but they definitely stood out more than anyone else.
Yeah, I'd say there just wasn't multiple like even like Fraxian felt like they kind of took a seat back because they were on SmackDown, right? And that's why I even hope like Jet Speed next year gonna have some bigger matches. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, in that same vein, Wrestler of the Year. Who you got, Espa? Who's your Wrestler of the Year?
Well, or which one are we saving for last? What category?
I put Match of the Year because I thought Match of the Year was, or why? Is there some reveal you got?
No,
there?
Not really.
Because Match of the Year I thought there'd be more.
On my list,
I
just had a different order. Yeah. But for my Wrestler of the Year, I mean, it's an easy number 1 for me with no honorable mentions is Io Sky.
I thought so, yeah. David, who's yours?
So I had my wrestlers broken down into men and women.
Okay.
So for men, I'm sticking with my man at the beginning of the year. Due to injury, he wasn't really around at the end of the year, and that's Will Ospreay, because every match of his was just absolute banger after banger. Sucks that he got hurt, but I mean, even in that cage match with Omega and like he was like the shining moment of that. And then for women's, I have Io. Like she was just. Io was amazing in every match that they put her in. Yeah, it sucks that they had that 2 months where she wasn't wrestling, but from WrestleMania to the stuff she's doing now, her flipping off the top of the cage with the trash can, everything that went in the tag team, like Io has just been that girl for them, and like I'm glad that she's been that girl. Honorable mention for women would be Toni Storm, because again, also puts on amazing matches, and Toni Storm I feel like is the whole package when it comes to wrestling. Puts on good matches, has great character work, great promos, everything about her just shines. But Io was just on another level.
Yeah, I guess I've had a top 3 because I had like there is the men and the women, but the problem is I got the women tied. The men and my overall pick is I got Hanger in there. I got the Hangman because for me it's a combo of the matches but also the character stuff. I hope he doesn't get lost this year. I love the current Hangman character of just the crazed look in his eye, that frazzled beard, when he grows his hair out, everything from obviously it's carried over from the Swerve story of last year, but continuing on throughout the year. Really liked that stuff, and other than maybe like a hiccup with Jeff Jarrett, but like, and as quality matches, he had that match with Ospreay, he had the match with Moxley, which was like a great moment. He's other great stuff. We just talked about that match with Will Hobbs. Like he's such a dependable guy. He is like the main character. And then if there was women, even then I'd say it's like tied for second would be Io. But then I also got Mercedes. Mercedes, when she came back to AEW, I was worried. That first year, I was like, you know what? She had too much time off. She's just getting the bag. She's going to kind of coast till we get back to WWE. This year, multiple matches that I was at least a 4, but she really impressed me, and I think she did carry division. Also, she did a bunch of other stuff too, but she was phenomenal. I think a couple things like the last Statlander and the Toni Storm match didn't reach the heights, but then she had that amazing series with Chris Statlander the first time. Like that first Stat match was incredible. So yeah, that's kind of like a 2-way tie there, but I got Hangman as my number 1 there. So and then I'll go for this one because I'm talking now. Show of the year. I actually got a tie. I got, and I guess if I had a preference, I'd go, which was all in 2025. I do have there, but then next was Evolution 2025. I think like there's like the Battle Royal and Evolution. Like there's a couple spots that like, it's all right, but same as All In. So I think All In has just like a bigger, grander scale as like the epicness, but Evolution just had multiple great match after great match, some great moments. So yeah, those two shows for me were pretty like 1A, 1B to me. So All In Evolution.
Same day.
Yeah, well, that too, right?
Yeah.
It was just like both.
Yeah.
That's probably a lot of it too. Just like we have to compete and whatnot. But yeah, All In and Evolution 2025. That'd be honestly a tie for me. So, what about you, S Bubs?
I had Evolution
Yeah.
as my number one.
What about you, David?
I had All In with Evolution as my number 2. So yeah,
There you go.
I'm
So
right
I think
with
we'll
you.
count a tie. For that one.
Yeah, it's well, just the gimmicks of tie, which makes sense. I feel like those are the shows I saw the most too. It's just like it was just 24 hours, 48 hours of great wrestling and moments, right? It just,
No
they both
Saturday
delivered,
Night's
so.
main event. Sadly, Goldberg didn't make it.
Yeah. All right. Match of the year. This is like I imagine you guys have like multiple honorable mentions, right? So
I have a top 5 with like 10 honorable mentions.
Okay, let's do our top 5 because I got my. Oh, you have a top 5 with 10 honorable mentions. Let's see. Let's do our top 5 just for time's sake here. I got to get my. But you can round off. I'll let you go quick. You can round off all your lists and everything like that.
My honorable mentions, yeah.
Yeah. Throw them all out there. Throw your whole list out there.
Javon versus Leon Slater in TNA Bound for Glory. I have JC versus Lola. Like I said, I just love that match live. Women's Iron Survivor. Javon versus Oba at Heat Wave. Bailey versus Lyra, 2 out of 3 falls. I have Hangman versus Moxley. Texas Death is in my honorable mentions. Didn't make my top 5. I have Vikingo versus Gable at Worlds Collide. Jerome Grace versus Stephanie. Naomi versus Nia Jax on like that first SmackDown of the year. They randomly had like 25-minute banger match. No one remembers because that's the one where Tiffany cashes in afterwards. But then at Ospreay versus Takeshita on Dynamite, that was a Owen Hart match, which is just like an amazing match. Then Gunther versus Punk, SummerSlam, and Punk versus Roman versus Seth at Mania.
All right, those are some good ones. Yeah. Okay, give us your top 5 now. Your actual.
My top 5 is my number 5 is one that's probably not on anyone else's list, but it is Fraxium versus Briggs and Inamura at NXT Vengeance Day. This was just like a 5-star match for me, and it's only like I went back and looked, and it's only like it's less than 15 minutes long. But I mean, that's what I love. It's just like these short, awesome matches, and that one just stuck to me for the whole year because it was just an awesome match. I remember they just did some crazy stuff in there.
Yeah.
4, I have Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty because this is a great time just watching it live. And just like how long it was going on when we were in the Discord just talking about the show. And this is honestly, this is Kenny's return match after being injured for so long, and to see him come back and have this insane match was just great. 3, I have Cody versus Cena at SummerSlam. Because this, to me, just like completely redeems their WrestleMania match. And this was just awesome. Like you said, that final sequence of just like Super Cody versus Super Cena, just kicking out of everything, tearing down the ropes and putting Cody in the STF. People in the crowd, like by the end, like people wanted Cena to win this. Like when he puts Cody in the STF with the rope, the pop is insane. Like, he probably got a bigger pop there than Cody got for winning the title at the end of the match because it was just like, honestly, because Cena turned face like literally like 2 nights before randomly, and now he was back to being good guy Cena and Super Cena, and this was just like maybe one of the all-time peaks of Super Cena in terms of what he kicked out of and what he did in this match. 2, I had Rhea versus Io at Evolution. This was just an awesome main event. Like they did like the true like WWE main event style that they let the men do, they let the women do here with the crowd fighting and Io jumping off the thing in the crowd, and honestly all the stuff in ring, the ref bumps, they did all the stuff that a main event should do, and honestly ending with Naomi cashing in, which I had as one of my best moments. So at number 1, I had the match that honestly I think if people ask me what my favorite match of all time is, I would probably say this one, which is Rhea versus Bianca versus Io at WrestleMania. And I already talked about it so many other times that I don't even have to say anything else about it.
Yeah. All right, David, what are your matches?
All right, so 2 honorable mentions. That's Cody versus Cena at SummerSlam. Guess is the better match, and I loved Cody's entrance on that match. And then I have Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland as well under my honorable mentions. My top 5 would be Kenny versus Gabe Kidd from New Japan. That was just like Kenny going back to being New Japan Kenny. Ospreay versus Hangman at Double or Nothing for the Owen Hart. Hangman versus Mox for the championship. Like just everything from Hangman's entrance with the lady doing the whistling for it.
Right.
The old school music, him winning, everything with that is great. Then the women's WrestleMania triple threat. That was just a banger of a match. And my best match of the year is the Hollywood ending because everything about that match. I mean, the only thing that would have made that match better is card placement. There's nothing that I think could have made that match better other than its placement on the card. That was just an amazing, amazing match.
Okay, no, I might have one of those somewhere, but okay. So for honorable mentions, I got 5 of them. I got Rodeo versus Young Bucks. I talked about in the tag team. They just randomly had this amazing match on Dynamite that I absolutely loved. I just fully bought in. I did have Cody and Super Cody and Super Cena at SummerSlam as honorable mention. I got the Rhea versus Io and then the Naomi Cash-in there because I feel the same way about it as I do as Rock and Austin at 17, that they're having like the greatest WrestleMania main event, and then like the endings way, it's just like same thing. Like it's still great that Naomi and the cash-in happens, but I honestly wanted the result of the end. Like I wanted like that full pin and then the cash-in after, but still deserves it there. And I could probably make an argument for being the top 5 there. Where did my list go as it went away? I got actually, show this one. I really liked Bailey, Becky, and Lyra. That Evolution triple threat as well. Obviously not as good as the other ones, but still. I had Moxley and Adam Page. More so big moments. We kind of knew what was going to happen, but still good time. And then I had Takeshita versus Ishii. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but that was from that same one. Yeah, that Wrestle Dynasty show, and just Ishii and Takeshita just had like this random like 4.5 just like banging each other up. So I really liked that. But yeah, my top 5 is I got Punk and Gunther. 4, I got Tony and Mariah May at the Hollywood ending. 3, I got Hangman and Ospreay. 2, I got the WrestleMania triple threat with Rhea, Io, and Bianca, which, yeah, I'd say is probably the greatest triple threat of all time. I'd have to think about it, but it's up there. And then it's more sentimental, but I got Gabe and Kenny. I have to see. Kenny have to do it again. I have to see if my GOAT, like, because I was worried. I was like, man, what's it going to be? And I know Gabe Kidd is more of a brawler and a fighter, but I didn't think they were going to have this match. I didn't think Kenny's first match back after diverticulitis was going to be this stuff. And it was crazy. And it's like David says, where I love AEW, been there the whole time. I'll be there till it keeps going or dies. But
there's that Japan aura.
Yeah, Kenny has never been that same wrestler he has been in Japan that he has been in AEW. I think AEW, I don't know why, whether it's why TK books him or he's more around his, like, I guess he was around his friends in Japan. There's just somewhere he can still be great and top tier, but New Japan, Kenny, there's something, yeah, that's a god level tier. There's just something in the air where I don't think this is true, but it just feels like he takes it more serious in Japan. I don't know why that is, but there's just something about him. So it was that, and just the opposite end where Gabe Kidd's like this, I don't give a fuck, like I'm gonna kill this guy. And he won too, like Kenny winning would surprise me too. So I'm hoping we can recapture some of that. But yeah, Gabe and Kenny, I remember saw that like you said, I suppose it was late. We were in the Discord and just being blown away, and it was like a long match too. And from the first
like
week,
40 or 50 minutes long, and it felt like 20. Like I remember specifically, it felt like it had been like 10 minutes, and like the announcers are like 40 minutes have passed or something like that.
Oh
like,
yeah,
they were just going all out.
I remember because I was supposed to play Call of Duty with the boys. Like, oh, like, give me 25 minutes, then I'll be on. And it kept going, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a little late. I'm gonna yeah. So no, that was my favorite of the year. But yeah, this like. There's tons of other matches I know I left off and stuff, and we left off that were just great. So good year for some in-ring. So there you go. We have done it. So we should be back. Maybe we'll be back for like a smaller episode. Because I'm just seeing because I know we talked Rumble. So maybe we'll be back for a smaller episode. Worst case, if we can't do an episode before Rumble, in our chat, we can do our changes, because I have to see those next few weeks. So we can always do the changes there and then announce them on the Rumble show, because we know the order of right now. It's David, S Bubs, then myself. So we can do that. So if there's no episode, so there's for sure going to be one Rumble weekend, whether it's the 31st or February 1st. If there's another in the middle, kind of TBD on some schedules, and also just see how many topics and stuff there will be. But yeah, we'll be back and stay in the gym, and we'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, we'll be back. There we go. Big catch up on the air, our best of. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me as always. It was a good time, and we will be back in a couple weeks, and it won't be boring.
Bye.